Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
I can't talk about Kendrick.
Can I ask
For
y'all
me,
a
it's just
question?
yeah.
Why is it that a spoiled, known bully can attack somebody and then he ends up getting beat up or hurt or unalived, and then the defensive person is guilty? That makes no sense.
It's
Because
influence.
morning,
Point of order,
morning,
I
God,
fixed
morning,
it.
Colonel. It's
Good morning.
because in that I looked at that demographic last night in that city. It's because it's 60% white. I think it's like not even 20, barely 20% or 15% black. It's white. Yeah, it's white, Hispanic, Asian, and then it's black. That's why.
That
We at
makes no
the, we
sense.
at the
That
And
really
bottom
that's
of the
why I
totem
said
frustrating
they
me.
need
pole.
to move around.
We at the bottom of the totem pole of this city.
You are
They're
mine,
not going to
baby.
get
Me.
no. They're not going to get nothing going in that city for their kid. Nothing whatsoever.
So can I say this? That if any black person is against Carmelo,
Hold on, wait 1 second. Hold on, wait 1 second. Point of order, honey. It's nothing to fix, baby. You are a mod. I can't just go in. There's not an option where I can go in and just fix, do it where you're able to mute. It comes with the mod privileges that you already have. So I don't know why.
Okay, someone said move to Philly. Have you seen Kensington? Nobody wants to live there.
I don't think moving is the issue. I
I don't
think
think
the
it is
issue
either.
is we need more of our children, more of our people to become politicians, to become judges, and to become lawyers so that we have someone to represent us. So that we have someone that is making the change, that is making a decision. I think that's what we need to be moving towards.
And I second, and that means we have to vote. In order to have more politicians that represent our community, in order to have more judges that represent our community, we got to vote for these people and vote them in. On top of holding these motherfuckers accountable. Because these same black folks will get in there with the best intentions, in my opinion, and they'll get sucked into the bureaucracy of being in politics and sitting there and being stoic. You got to hold these motherfuckers to the fire. What have you done to push the needle forward to make our communities better? You can't just sit in the fucking seat, get your money, make your little deals under the table, get extra money or whatever the case is, and we calling you honorable this, honorable that as you
Toya
come.
B, I just responded to Toya B. Sorry.
I think it's classism. I
Can
think
I
it
say
has to
something real
do
quick
with
and I'm going to get out y'all
classism.
way?
I'm sorry.
Did y'all just not hear what I just said? Voting is not going to work in that city. You are 12% as far as black people in that city. That is not going to work.
Sir, she said we need more judges and politicians.
You,
And I
you
said you
just
got to
said,
vote them in.
but you just said voted. How do you get
We have
politicians
to
in?
vote
By
them
vote.
in. How do you think we get more black judges and black politicians in?
So
When
how
they
you
on the
gonna get
ballot,
more,
we got to vote them in,
ma'am?
right?
How are you gonna
So
get
let me
more
ask you
when
a
you only
question. Are you
12%
saying
of black
that
people in that
non-black people
town?
are you saying that non-black people don't vote for black people?
Clear. Never mind. Y'all got it.
I think the problem is
Okay,
people
so
aren't
we're
up
not
for
voting people
election.
in just because they're black. We're
I
not
think
we're not
people
doing
are
that
not
either.
going in for election because
Yes,
they
the
think
fuck
they don't
we
have
is.
the experience. When the truth of the matter is, you can be clearly you could be the president and you could be a felon. People think that they can't even like they're not qualified. But if we have more people actually apply to be qualified, or we have people in those positions, then we can vote for them. But it's people are. I ain't gonna lie. It kind of seemed like we intimidated. We need more black people that have actual spots so that we can vote for them. Cause we be having a lot of coons up there, and then you vote for the coon because he black, and then he do us dirty than
That's
them ghost
exactly what I
people.
said. We're not voting for you because you look like us. Cause what's your motive? What you up to? It's classism. If they got more money than the average, they're flipping. They are going to flip on us. We saw it with our beloved Mr. O, right? We saw it with him, right? He said he wasn't
I would
just gonna
still
be
rather
for
take a chance on a black person than a white. That's just my opinion.
what. Yeah, I agree with you on
Well,
that.
Mr. Washington down in the comments said if you vote on somebody just because they black, you're gonna end up with a Clarence Thomas. And
Hey,
we know we
thank
don't want that
you.
That's the
motherfucker.
We
name
did
I
it
was
with
trying to
Obama.
think of.
We did it with
Clarence.
Obama.
Yeah, and listen, and he's classes as well. And I voted for him both times. I went to his first inauguration. And listen, he's classes as well. He is classist. It's about the money. And we know that, right?
What do you
We
mean
know
by
that.
he's classist? What
It's
did you
about
He's
say?
it's about all the
classist.
little
What?
black boys and girls that saw a black president. That's what it's about. It's
Okay,
bigger than that.
so listen, I pulled my children out of school and took them to vote with me. I get the experience. What I'm saying is, he, in particular, who we're talking about, he didn't represent us. He didn't represent me. He didn't represent me.
Who?
He didn't.
Who didn't
Barack.
represent you?
Barack, and he said he wasn't
Okay,
representing
there
us.
will be no Obama slander.
I'm not slandering him. I'm giving my opinion. I'm not slandering him. I didn't vote for him because he looked like me. I voted for him because of some of his policies. Of course, we're not going to agree on everything, but he was not looking at the average person. He was
So if he wasn't looking
catering
at
towards
every
people
person,
who were
why
wealthy. That's
why is Trump being
classism.
bent on undoing everything he did that was helping
I'm
the average person?
I'm not saying about anything about undoing anything. What I'm saying is I did not vote for him, and we should not vote for people simply because they look like us.
Yes,
That's
we
why we're in
should.
trouble
They
now.
do it every day. Yes, we should.
But that's why we in the position with Carmelo though. Okay, I'm not agreeing, but I'm not disagreeing. But I'm saying that we don't have enough people that look like us in the position that we can vote for them because people think they're not qualified. I'm proud we had a black president. I don't agree on everything he said, but I did vote for him. Y'all get what I'm saying? But we also have a felon as a president right now. So if we can have a white tea felon president, we need to have more black bodies as options to vote for them. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Or am I tripping? Am I tripping?
And so here's what I see. I think we all do as a people. We do a lot of talking, but there's a lot of things out there. Y'all need to watch the Malcolm X speech, Battle of the Bullet, or read the book, The Spook Who Sat by the Door. All this stuff is out there. It's been going on for years and years and years, but we talk a lot about it. It's that money. If you ain't willing to really sacrifice and not spend that money in the white tea stores or the Asian stores, then all this talk is for naught. We got to make a difference somewhere, and all this talk is just talk. We done been down this road 100 times, but we keep on coming back because we ain't learned the lesson. We got to stop spending that money. It's the battle of the bullet. Go vote. Put the people who's supposed to be in office. And if they don't understand it, then we got to go to the streets. Ballot or the bullet. Because they don't understand nothing but money or violence. How you think this country was taken? It was taken by violence. They don't understand no other way. So we talk, marching ain't work. It did some stuff, but marching ain't work. They don't understand all that stuff.
Peace ain't gonna work. We got to start with our kids. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, we got to start with our
It
kids.
ain't working.
But nobody's investing in our kids to tell them you could be politicians.
Hold on one second, honey. Sorry, y'all. They muted, baby Dallas. They muted you for 10 minutes, babe. Sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
I think that if we actually tell our children that we can, hey, you don't have to be just a doctor, a lawyer, I don't know, go to the Space Force. I don't know. If we actually try to influence them to actually get into the political things, we could move it. It's going to take time, unfortunately, because clearly our generation and the older generation is stuck in old ways. But if we actually try to, influence our kids to do other things like the political realm, which is not hard. Do you know how many, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I go to city halls. I go to meetings. Do you know how many white women that ain't even go to college that is sitting as mayors? That's crazy in different cities.
It's not a prerequisite. This is what I'm telling you. And what I'm saying, that's just step one. Now, step two is you got to put your money behind them because they're going to go where the money is.
That's a fact.
How many times when you look up the president and you look at who donated money to him?
Good morning. It's clapback morning.
Hey, but when you look at the Jews stick to the Jews.
Did you hear what I just said?
They make it happen.
Yeah, sir.
Hey, when you go to Chinatown, hold on, cuz. Give me a minute.
Sir, I said it's clapback
Asians
morning.
deal with the Asians.
Oh my God,
Asians
we're not
deal with
talking
the
about
Asians.
Jews, Asians, Hispanics,
And
and
then
African Americans.
they,
We're talking about clapback. Stop.
man, that's some ignorant ass shit,
Stop.
man.
We're talking about clapback. Hey, how are you beautiful ladies doing this morning?
Thank you, spiritual
Life's
soul. Good
good.
morning, Clapback. So hold on one second. Good morning, Clapback. Okay, they actually they said drop that BITCH as Dallas. Okay, Dallas, baby, I got to drop it.
They hate
Sorry.
Houston. Dallas hate Houston.
So really quick, Clapback. We're speaking about the Carmelo Anthony case.
Oh,
What happened?
it breaks my heart because I used to live in that neighborhood, and I knew.
Someone.
Yeah,
Oh hell!
it's
Wait
crazy.
a minute. They told me they said read it, Diamond. Okay.
Damn, they paid to drop me already.
No, but I gotta read this message.
Okay.
They asked. Okay, it's in all caps. Did that mean I need to yell?
Oh, please yell at me. I like that. I like abuse.
It's not. I mean, I need to yell. God damn. All right. They say yell. Damn. You stupid ass ignorant niggas.
Damn.
Had the opportunity to put Kamala in the White House with the same narrative of voting. And you niggas still fail.
Facts.
When are you tired, stuck, lazy,
Damn.
broke ass
Say it, Pastor.
niggas
Preach.
are going to try something new
Yes, sir. Say it.
besides that tired ass marching and claiming
Thank you,
to
Lord.
be fake woke.
Shondo, Robo Coach Shondo.
Facts. Straight facts.
You just spoke some untrue facts.
And everybody that didn't vote for Kamala,
They said
that was a vote for the
hold
other
on.
person.
They sent a CA. They said tell Clapback to go play. Sorry, Clapback, baby. They paid to drop you, babe. Sorry.
So 92% of black women voted for Kamala.
Clock
88%
it.
of
Clock it.
88% of black men voted for Kamala. We did what the fuck we were supposed to do. We did what we were supposed to do. It's the rest of them. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When the rest of them start feeling the same pain we feel, I guarantee you, we'll start seeing and getting some of the results
Now,
that we're looking
Yoshi,
for.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. Kamala got the popular vote. Kamala didn't get what?
But the electoral college is fucking rigged. We know
Okay,
this.
so when are we gonna get some more black people on this electoral college?
But okay, so who chooses the people to be on electoral college?
That's what
That's where we gotta start.
Trying to figure out.
But who
That's where I'm.
chooses that? It's not us. We don't get to choose those people.
And let's be for real. Man, Wig did not win this election, man. He did not win it. But it's going to always be rigged. Even if she had all the votes in the world. It's, man,
It was rigged. You absolutely right. He didn't win this shit. He didn't win this shit.
There was
All
no
right,
way
so
that
they
a black woman was going
And to take
They
it.
responded. Wait 1 second. They responded to Yoshi. Wait 1 second. They said, damn, it's in all caps again. God damn. Her dumb, funky ass obviously missed the point. I said do something new besides voting and marching.
Now I'm gonna say something. Yo, dumb, ignorant ass must not know how the fucking government is ran to get things done, regardless if you agree with it or not. You puss ass, po ass, pigeon toe, bald head, motherfucker. Now go play with somebody else. I'm not in the mood.
Are they telling us to start a WAR? It's only so much we can do with that. I mean, I be trying to be the devil's advocate, but it's only so much we can do peacefully before we don't do it peacefully, if you get what I'm saying.
But why are we trying to be peaceful? I still
You got a
can't.
violation, baby. You got a violation. You got to come back per TikTok. 10 minutes. Yoshi got a violation. Yoshi,
Wendy
just go ahead and
McMillan
you.
never
Make your
believed
new
in
page,
illegal
Yoshi.
stuff.
Make your new page.
Never.
Make your new page, Yoshi 2 or Yoshi 1. Thank you for the gifts, babe. Thank you, I am Miss Wilson. Thank you, honey. Go ahead,
Hey,
y'all.
good morning, Diamond. Let me just say something, because the only reason I got up here, because these the ones they get me on, so I ain't finna say nothing. But, it's amazing how when they say, well, the electoral is rigged and this is rigged. But when Potts say that, it's like, okay, but you still a part of the problem because you won't contribute. You won't participate. Then I got two of my intellectuals down here, boss man saying, well, Obama didn't control the Senate. And then Mr. Washington saying he didn't control the Senate and the House. So once again, it only shows what I've been saying. You're trying to navigate a crooked system. Now, y'all just said the electoral votes is rigged and this and that's rigged and that is rigged. All of this shit is rigged. It don't matter who's in office. It's never going to be for your betterment, people. And that's all I be trying to say. When people think that you finna sit here and navigate a crooked system, that's where you lose me. I don't have no disrespect for nobody, but they're not gonna sit here and realize, okay, well, if you do vote.
Sorry, they said drop skillet.
Oh, that's the only reason I came up here is for that.
I mean, you can still point.
But that ain't the listening to that. I'm tired of them. It's doing that.
It's okay.
You live in these cities and think you're gonna win the state. You can't do that. And then saying not to participate, but you take the advantages of everybody that's reaping the benefits will make you right. If you're reaping the benefits off of the labor of everybody that is participating, you bogus as shit doing that. And then saying, you quick to complain. Quick to complain. And then so like understanding that system, I know full well we don't. As a group, we don't understand this system at all. And then we move to areas and we think that just like Big was up here saying something earlier, and then he said the control in that area, in that county, 60%. You're not finna change that. So what do? You work in the state. You don't work in that county. Moving to that county, if they are bothering you in that county and they not helping you in that county, why are you living there? We got this misconception like we ain't free. We free to move anywhere. And what do? We move to these areas where we are, where nothing that we do counts. We got intelligent individuals that are moving to areas and they drawing your ass out. Tennessee is a great one. Alabama is another one. Texas is another one. They drawing your ass out for a reason. And what are you doing? Listening to Potts saying, don't go participate. I wish the fuck I would.
Dallas saying she's not selling her house and moving again.
That is a great option. I'm glad.
You know what's crazy? Can I say something, Mr.
It.
Washington? May I say something?
You sure can. I ain't gonna stay up here for long.
No, don't go nowhere. Wait. I just think it's crazy how no tea, no shade. We don't tell our kids to get into political standings, and a lot of times we say, if you're quote unquote, y'all, now, don't eat me up. If you're a civilized civilian and you work with the cops or you work with the FBI, then you're a bad guy. Then we have on the other side, just listen real quick. On the other side, we want to have people in political standing. How is that supposed to work? Okay, we don't need a lot of black cops, but that's gonna skew the mind of a child. Like, I'm never gonna be working with the government. But it's like what people don't know is when you vote for the president, you're not voting for the president. You're voting for the electoral college, the elector in that area. And people don't understand how many electors or whatever is in that state. And it's like, that's going to run children away if you
No,
tell
that's not
them.
true. That's not true. When you vote for the president, you're voting for the president.
You're voting, but yeah,
Now, how
okay,
many
okay,
people
wait,
in your
you're
state
voting for
determines
the,
how many electoral
exactly, but that's what
votes
I'm
you
saying,
get.
because it doesn't matter, because Kamala had the most votes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
and
going
then
back to electoral college, what I wanted y'all to understand is it's not any of the people you have voted for. It's not any of them. The electoral college is actually a group of people who is hitting to us. We don't know who they are.
Exactly. But we don't tell our children to be that, do we? Have you
but
ever told your child you should probably be a part of the electoral college?
But we
but
don't
Hell
why
even
would
no.
choose
but
that, so
why
it don't
would hold
That's
matter.
on
where I'm
hold
going with this
on
conversation. That's
but
exactly where I'm going with this conversation.
but why would
We
your
need to
child
push our children to those positions.
why would you okay why would your child believe in you telling them that and you ain't participating? If
Correct.
you not
Ooh, that's
and
a
then
good
just
point.
because and then that's part of the damn issue there.
That's a good
You
point.
go you jump and vote for a president and forget about the House and the Senate. And this is what just happened. And then somebody said something about Barack.
Me and
The
my
pre-
children vote in every
and I
single
get you,
election.
I get that. The president ain't the issue. He ain't the one that's writing the laws.
It's the
He's supposed
senators,
the
the
president, the
Come on now.
president,
Come
and
on,
then hold
let's
on, and
talk
I'm
about
with
it.
you. Hold on, I ain't finna do that with these people that don't understand that. The president ain't the issue. It's what the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that, then you keep doing what you're doing. I'm
Right.
glad you're doing what you're doing. And I'm gonna do one thing: stay out your way. I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna get out your way. I love it when you do it, and then just preaching to the choir,
When
and the
you
choir keeps saying one thing: president, 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 and then you forget about what. And then this man has been up here for a long time. You forget about that man in Kentucky doing that one thing. You forget about McConnell doing this. You forget about all these. You forget about Cruz doing this. Keep
when they
doing
all
it.
in bed with each other. And the reality of, if y'all remember when Obama was in office, it was the Senate that was blocking everything he was trying to do. So if you voted the right people in, that represents your state, when you vote the right people in, then they have the ability to do the same thing they did towards Obama. The Senate could have blocked this stuff. All these little things that he's doing that's going through the House, and then it has to pass the Senate and all this kind of, or it has to pass it goes through the Senate and then it has to pass the House. All of that stuff would actually, yield in our direction if we voted the right people in. The president is just supposed to be just a figurehead. This crook is doing some unimaginable shit. There's been no president in the history of America that's been doing what this crook has been doing. But with
It's
that
not.
being said,
It's
Let's go back.
it's
Miss
more so
Johnson.
that we
Miss
voting
Johnson.
people in and we not putting people in. We need to
Go away.
put people in to vote people in. And I think
Let's
that's
go.
what gets frustrating.
Let's go back. It ain't him that's doing it. He's the puppet. When you got a man like McConnell that is trying to influence the Supreme Court, that's your problem. That's it. It's not, he's the puppet. He's the one that makes all of these nitwits in these small counties in your state. Fox News does one thing: promote this to them people in them counties that don't pay for their news and don't read newspapers, people that are unaware. Trump makes those people come out. And then if you keep thinking Trump is the problem, that ain't it. You'll have a senator that comes through here. You'll have a representative that comes through here. And then they'll look at that piece of paper saying, damn, I don't want to vote for Trump, but I'm going to vote for this guy, and you don't know who that guy is. I don't want to vote for this mayor because I don't know who that is. You don't know the rest of these people.
but
It's
Mr.
the rest of the
Washington,
people.
Mr. Washington, you also have to consider that he appoints his own cabinet. The cabinet
I ain't
members.
worried about his cabinet. If
Well,
the
hold on now.
and
You
I'm
say
with
you're
you.
not worried about his cabinet, but you got Patel as the head of the FBI. You
That
got
is
the damn
that is it. Boy,
WWE
but let's go
lady
back.
as the head of the Department of Education. All of these things, all of these people that are ahead of all of these things affect our day to day. They
I get that.
affect they
Now
affect
listen.
what. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm with you.
They affect what happens to us on a very molecular lower level. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the president, although he is a figurehead, he directs the runnings of a lot of things by the people that he chooses, and his entire cabinet is crooked.
Okay. So with saying that Patel got voted in.
Family, please understand that the House
Until
of
they're confirmed.
Representatives makes decisions. They make laws. They pass things. The Senate does action. That's why Trump can get impeached and then nothing happened, because the Senate is the ones who would take action to remove him from office. And being that the Senate is not is on his side, it doesn't matter what the decision that the House makes. They are the action piece. The president, he goes after something passes the House and the Senate, he signs it off. But if he doesn't sign it off, it can be revoted by the House and the Senate and passed without his signature. So yes, the power is definitely with them. However, there is a thing called an executive order where the
Mm-hmm.
president can make certain decisions without the approval of the House and Senate. However, that in itself can be in check by the House and the
Mm-hmm.
Senate, but
Come
they
on.
won't do it for him because they're on his side. The
Mm-hmm.
point I wanted to make and the reason that I came up is that a lot of us, we will move into areas where they are because we consider that safe neighborhoods. That's why I'm always saying that we as men need to step up in our community, because we shouldn't have to move to them to feel safe. We shouldn't have to want to be around them to feel like that our neighborhoods are good or that our school systems are up to par. Even when we had less, when school systems were segregated and they didn't even give us the correct books, we graduated smarter and we graduated at a higher rate than them. So when we talk about Kentucky, there's a guy from Kentucky who had a bachelor's degree, I think. We learned about him in school, but he was able to go through and get rid of 5 medical black colleges because the president or whomever was in office at the time allowed him to judge schools, and he went through these 7 black and only allowed 2 to stay medical colleges, Howard and another one. But those things happen, and
That
we have to understand what's going on and see it. But the biggest problem is we as men are not putting our foot down and not saying hell to the no, and we're not there making sure that our community is safe. They
hold
should
on now,
not
Doc.
be
Hold
give
on.
me just a second, Watch.
Hold on, Doc.
Get
'Cause
Watch, give me 23 more seconds and you can have it, bro. We as black men need to make our community safe and need to make our women and children feel safe in our community so they don't have to
Do
move
people even
to
know
be
what the
around them.
branches of of our government is? That's the crazy part. Do people even know what the branches are? Do they know legislative? Do they know judicial? Do they know?
Nope, they tell you to vote for president.
Executive?
Hold on, but wait a minute, Doc. Let's go back, because I mentioned Kentucky for a reason, and what you were saying. No, you saying black men. Mitch McConnell's crony that wouldn't prosecute was a black man. His crony, and he was influenced, and then vote for this guy, and he looked like you. Bullshit. Just because you look like me, don't mean you got my best interest at heart. Hell no, I ain't listening to that.
Can I get in here real quick?
If you understood, well, give me just a second. Let me have a debate.
Don't say I didn't
for a quick second.
understand. I said what I
I didn't say
said.
you didn't understand anything. What I'm saying is I'm not talking about voting at all. I'm talking about our community as a whole. I'm saying the places where we live as black people. If the men in those communities made that community safe, then we wouldn't feel a need to move out and be amongst them to where we're in a safer neighborhood, because our community would be safer.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Hold on. One thing. Look, y'all do realize.
I mean, no disrespect. Mr. Bossman was here before you. So was I, sir. Why not wait your turn?
Oh, well, goddamn. Okay. Go ahead, HR.
Thank you, Jordan Mom. I want to say this right quick. I just came up to give a correction because I get tired of y'all throwing out misinformation when it comes down to voting. Okay, the electoral vote is a group of numbers that every state carries. So when y'all say the system is rigged, yes, it's rigged with their political picks. So that means if you go pick your people and implement them in certain positions in your state, they gain certain amount of electoral points. Every state that is won, guess what? That candidate you behind wins those points. It's 538 points combined states. Every state got their own points. Once your candidate wins 270 points because you got the right local leaders and professionals in certain departments that gains those points, you win. So they guess what they do? They send their bigots and mud dust to go to city council meetings and pay attention. They go vote and put the right people that they want in there. And it's rigged with their people. Something y'all need to do is rig it with your people. That's why voting matters. So when laws, policies get passed, and guess what? You don't forget about it. Y'all like to elect token people, but you stay on their ass. And you let them know, hey, if you ain't doing this, your ass getting out of there. That's what they do. They stay on their ass. And if they ain't doing right, you get them out of there. You got to be involved. And when it comes down to the community, y'all move to these white communities. I hear y'all come on these panels all the time. Well, I moved over there. Why can't you build that community up where you at? Why don't you, if you see something ain't right, go out there, go to city council. If you see somebody doing something stupid in your neighborhood, your ass going to jail. Y'all need to stop that no snitching crap. Send their ass to jail. You want to go ahead and bust the windows? Your man going to jail. I'm getting sick and tired of y'all. Clean up your neighborhood. Stand up for your neighborhood. Because them folks don't want you over there. We always had our own neighborhoods. We always had our own shit. Okay, 90% of technology invented that makes modern life easy in America was created by us. We create, goddammit. We create all the time. But y'all forget that. Y'all so brainwashed with this colonial mindset that white is better. White ain't shit. They adopt from us. They steal culture from us. They steal everything from us. Let me finish. No, don't do that
It's
to me.
2026 though, bruh. It's 2026.
Now. I'm not going
It's
back
20,
and
and then you keep going back, but I get that. And then, but hold on, and I'm with you. I'm with you.
No, hold on, let me finish, man.
I'm with you
You're
though,
being
man.
rude right now. I'm not. You ain't with me because you ain't muted up. Let me finish. They gave out misinformation. Y'all want to do this back and forth shit? I'm not gonna do that with y'all. Y'all
It ain't no back and forth.
I'm not doing. I'm talking right quick. I don't. When y'all was doing y'all things,
how long ago we gonna keep saying
I stay
colonial?
muted.
How long ago we gonna keep saying colonial though? How long is we gonna keep doing that?
It is the mindset. It's there.
How long is it? Okay, if that's the mindset, what's the solution? What's the solution?
I'm not going back. I'm talking.
It ain't no. What's the solution, man? All you doing is yelling. I'm tired of you yelling. I'm up here and I'm tired of you yelling.
You ain't let me get it out. You being rude right now,
because you yelling. Stop yelling. Shit.
I don't yell. I can do what I want. I talk how I want.
Damn, and you ain't saying nothing.
You want to? I am saying something. You ain't.
You
want to go back and forth? Mute your ass up.
I ain't want to do that at all. I'm tired of you yelling.
Yes, you are. You are doing. Be tired then. Be tired. You want to come in and just fuss with people.
You lie. That's what you doing.
Now look who fussing.
That's what you doing. We was up here talking and you yelling.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I was speaking my mind. You unmuted. Watch what you doing.
I ain't finna listen to nobody keep telling me colonial.
Yeah, colonial mindsets. What you doing right now?
It ain't what you doing.
Colonial mindset. Y'all be up here thinking these folk give a damn about you.
Ain't no y'all.
What you doing right now? You being rude as shit.
Listening to somebody yell.
When you and Dot was going back and forth, I stayed
That
muted.
ain't no back and forth.
Everybody
We
stayed
weren't
muted.
going back and forth. That was a
Yes,
civil
you was.
conversation.
Y'all had
That was a civil conversation.
So you got no.
And you jumped in. And you jumped in to yell.
Anybody jumped in shit. Everybody muted up. Anybody jumped in that because you weren't talking about nothing. Y'all be talking about this give up mentality. Y'all had this give up mentality.
That was for Mr. Washington. Miss Washington, you got 5 minutes, babe. Sorry.
Somebody giving out something. I ain't say no. One thing negative. You unmuted being negative. I'm giving out information about electoral college. Because y'all want this foolishness. That's what you want. You want foolishness to disrupt a message. I've been out 6 goddamn years. My tone ain't never changed. So if y'all grown men want to get sensitive on how I talk, that's your business. I don't give a damn about how a grown man feel about my tone. I'm a man. I don't give a damn how you feel sensitive about my goddamn
man.
tone.
You gonna let your other
That's
HR member
that's
talk?
right, boss
Fuck
man.
outta
Don't
here.
be sensitive to their grown ass needs. That's right. I second that.
I'm gonna talk how I want to talk. I've been talking like this all my life. I talk like this with my mom and dad. Ain't nothing wrong with my goddamn tone. You sensitive into what it is. But I'm giving out positive information, and y'all can take it how you want it. Y'all want to go back and forth over stupid shit. There are many black people with a colonial mindset thinking that white is better, instead of what focus on their own power and empower themselves. There's a lot of coons out here.
Yeah, I blame Martin Luther King for that bullshit. That's why I don't celebrate Martin Luther King Day.
Oh shit. He gonna call you a
Please
coon,
don't
nigga.
start no nonsense, sir. That was completely, yeah. That
Hey,
was
Joy Mom, come on, HR number 2.
So good morning. I just wanted to say a few things I think are important. I think that it's important for us to recognize that this did not happen overnight. We have had a pattern of not participating in democracy. Democracy is not a spectator sport. You cannot just sit on the sidelines and enjoy all the fruits of other people's labor. You have to be a part of it. Years ago, there was a policy set in place in the South where they divided up elections. If you all will recall, when we were children, every single election was held in November. Every single election. The only one that was different was a runoff. Now you have mayoral elections, city council elections, even some of the state positions are held in the summer. That means now we had to vote twice. It is so hard to get people to the polls the first time. If there's something you want to get done, if there's an agenda you want to push, have those elections in the summer. I just want you to hear me out for a second. In the summer, if you elect the sheriff, if you elect the mayor, if you elect the state representatives, those people can put in who they want. Have y'all not paid attention that in the past 10 years, there's so many runoff elections? It's because it used to be one person from each party. And now what they're doing is the party who wants to win, they're putting in a spoiler, a third person who have nothing to do with it, just to pull votes. Let me show you an example. Do y'all remember when Kamala ran against Trump? They put in Cornel West. He wasn't even registered in every single state, but his job was to pull enough votes from her that she couldn't win. This is a strategy that has been going on forever and a day. But if we don't be quiet and listen to one another, if we don't do the work and study and understand how it works, how can we ever combat it? All of this back and forth, who's smarter, who's whatever, is counterproductive. You've got to take the time to humble yourself, find out who has the same agenda as you, join in with them, come up with a strategy, share it with people. And I'm sorry, how we interact, it does matter. We got to be more decent in how we talk to each other. We got to be more accepting of somebody else's opinion. And I also don't understand who would voluntarily say, advocate for being the other side, advocate for being the devil's advocate. It's not a flex to argue. It's not a flex to pick with people and to make them angry. We are in desperate times. What we need is for people to be focused, to be mature about the situation, and to have some solutions that they bring to the table. But what is the point of those people coming to the table if y'all over talking them, cutting them off, and never listen? I'm done.
Amen. I just want to say, y'all talking all this voting stuff, but do y'all realize it's 435 members in Congress, right? Out of those, there are 160 that have been there for well over 15 years. Do y'all really think those 160 people that been there for well over 15 years are gonna let the newcomers come in and have a voice? No. But y'all ain't getting their ass up out of there. They the ones who really pulling strings. They got the biggest voice. They got the most money. They got the most constituents. They got the most companies financing them because they turn the other cheek and letting bullshit slide. But y'all ain't getting their ass up out of there. But every time we look around, y'all talk about vote. Hold on. Y'all talking about vote this, vote that. But y'all letting these goddamn old heads that was born in 1902 run every goddamn thing. And y'all ain't getting their ass up out of there. So come on now.
Trump, but Trump is an old head.
He is an old head, born in 1903.
And you voted for him?
I did. But he don't run shit. He's a puppet. He's a figurehead. I'm literally telling y'all.
You voted for him to be the puppet. You voted for him to be the figurehead.
Dominic was coming up here to say the same thing. I'm glad you did.
Absolutely. That's what I did. I voted for him to be the puppet, but the real people that's running the show is the 160 people that's been in there since
Um,
goddamn the shit started.
a black man that voted for Trump ain't got no motherfucking voice here. We don't want to hear nothing you got to
Oh,
say.
That
oh,
We
boy,
don't want
hear
to hear
me
oh,
out.
nothing you
So
got
that
to
boy, hear
say.
me out. So that boy, hear
okay.
me out.
Stone him.
You're telling us
Stone
to vote.
him.
Stone
I
me.
just I just want to remind
Stone
everybody.
him.
Hold on,
I
one
just want to
second.
remind everybody. November 3rd is the next elections. They did a lot to stop our voices. Most of the House of
Good
Representatives,
morning. Good
they're up
morning.
their seats up for grab, and about 25 senators seats are for contention. Just remember this. This is the time to start getting information on your area. When November is a big time to vote right now. The entire House of Representatives, they're up. Their seats are up. 25 senators seats are up for contention. That's all I'm saying. Guys, I'm going back down. Have a great day.
Hey,
But you
hey, I
talking
was
Regardless
to
of,
that
agreeing
boy
with
damn.
Jordan
hold
and
on, we're gonna
Bob.
let that
Tell
boy get
somebody
away.
about voting somebody out. You
I
talking
was
about
agreeing.
voting these old guys out, but you voted for this antique motherfucker that we got up there. That
He's
don't
an
make no sense.
antique.
Y'all let that
Oh,
boy get
he's on
regardless
away.
that
of
boy. Okay, yeah.
regardless of whom that boy voted for, what he said it has some truth to it.
He said a
When
lot of.
there is no way that we should have Mitch McConnell, there's no way that we should have 70, 80-year-old people with dementia in the government. They should be gone. And there should be term limits. We need to have people in and out. Nobody needs to just sit in Congress forever. That was not what Congress was made for. It was also not made for only attorneys. So even if we don't like the person that is giving information, we shouldn't just throw out what they're saying. I mean,
Doc,
I didn't vote for Trump and I
You
can't
can't
stand
say
anything he's doing. But I'm not going
we
to
Doc,
hear
you
that
just
you
can't
have
may
a
I
love
say
please
that when
affair
you
with
finish?
Mitch
May,
voted
may,
for
McConnell.
may
him.
I please finish?
But you
But I'm
can't
not
say
going to
that when
just
you voted
I'm
for
not
one.
going to
You can't
just
come up there
discard.
and say that.
Father, we can sing at the same time, but we can't talk and be understood. So please give me my respect as I try to give you yours. I'm trying to say that we I'm trying to say that we need to not just disregard each other and not disrespect each other. And as I always say, men, we need to make our community safe so that our women and children don't feel they need to move away.
Doc, I agree with you when you say what men should do. But let me say this: when you say, I mean, first of all, you've mentioned Mitch McConnell a half a dozen times, so I understand that you don't like Mitch McConnell. We got that, right? But when you sit here and say, and I'm not discounting what the other gentleman said, but when you vote in a person that has ushered in the bullshit that we're experiencing right now, Kamala Anthony may have had a chance at justice had this buffoon not even been in office, right? He has literally destroyed every bit of what we have come to know to be anything reminiscent of democracy. So it matters. So when you sit up here and you tell me that you voted for this clown in order for him to usher in the bullshit that's going on right now to the degree that we're experiencing, I don't want to hear a fuck all you have to say. You are the reason why that young man is dead. You are the reason. Take responsibility. You take responsibility why that young man is no longer here, that 14-year-old in South Carolina. Take responsibility why Mr. Anthony is now going to prison. You take responsibility. You did that by your fuck ass vote. So no, I don't want to hear what you have to say when what you've said and what you've done has hurt the community to the extent that it's being hurt right now.
You can't
Yoshi,
come up there
you gave a
and
very
tell me
passionate argument,
about
ma'am.
we vote these people
Wait,
in.
that
When
boy,
you
did
vote
you
for
run?
somebody.
Did that boy run?
You can't tell me that shit.
Yoshi, you gave
Yeah,
a
he
very
ran
passionate
down.
argument, and I agree that
That boy, you
we
a
shouldn't
runner?
have voted for Trump. However, disregarding information because of the source will miss out on a lot of
I
things.
didn't say, I said
May I
I didn't
please finish? The
disregard.
whole time you talk, I never
But you're
interrupted you,
talking about
although
what
I
I just
strongly
said. I did
disagreed.
not disregard what
Although
he
I strongly
said. If
disagreed
you're
with
going to
what you
speak on what I
said, I
said, speak
did
on
not
it
interrupt
accurately.
you. Why is it that you feel whatever you have to say is so important that you just can talk over
You
people? It's
just
so
said something that
beyond
did
me.
not happen. That's
However,
why.
if
Don't
anybody
lie on
is
me.
listening,
Now
then
give
you would
them the whole
understand.
show.
I
Give
only
them
mentioned
the whole show.
Mitch McConnell
Give
once.
them the whole
I'm
show.
not the person who kept bringing up Mitch McConnell. I mentioned the man once because I was making the point in that we shouldn't have lifetime people in Congress. Congress should be a temporary position as it was intended to. I also mentioned that we as black men need to step up. If you have a problem with either of those, then I'll talk to that. But again, we miss out on so much information because of the messenger, regardless of the message. If we can't hear based on who's saying it, we're going to miss out on a lot of things. We don't have to like the person. We don't have to agree with the person's stances. But if what they're saying makes sense, then we should take that information and do what we're supposed to do with it.
So you just didn't hear nothing I said when I said I understand and I agree with some of the things he said. I actually said that. So before you step in and say that I'm discounting what he said, I actually gave him credit. At the same token, when you vote against your own well-being, when you vote against your own people, okay, you set the trajectory of where we are right now. So you have to take responsibility. A vote matters. A vote says that you support the principles and the foundation of a person that's going to take office. If it was not for this buffoon and this crook and this rapist and this child, whoever he is, and the cabinet that he has and the policies and executive orders that he's put into place, a lot of this shit that we're experiencing right now would not be the case. So yes, I hold him responsible for his vote.
Ma'am, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I
Oh, but
agree
that's
with
all I'm
almost
saying.
everything you
But
said.
you said that I am
Why
not.
do you keep starting when I start?
You
When
said
you
that I'm
finish,
not.
I
I'm
start
not
talking.
giving him
When you
credit
finish,
for
I
what he
start
said, and
talking.
that's
Then
not
when I
true.
start, you start trying to talk over me.
You didn't let
That is
Jordan
not how a
talk.
conversation works, ma'am. The only problem that I had with what you said is because you ended it with saying, I don't want to hear anything he has to say. That was what I was rebutting against, ma'am.
But Doc, unfortunately, when
Hold
people make
on, man of class, man of class. Can y'all let Jordan go so everybody can get in? Cause
yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
Thank you, Dad. I wanted to point out something else that maybe people can relate to. We were talking about how important it is to vote locally. I want to use the school board, for example. Are you all aware in every community, the school board is probably the most powerful entity that exists in
Facts.
everything. If I could finish, I don't need any help. No disrespect, sir. The school board is one of the most powerful entities in every single community. It has usually a larger budget in some cases than even the city itself. Who's on our school boards? Oftentimes, our school boards are headed by people who don't even have children within the system that they're governing. A lot of times, our school boards are headed by people who don't even have college degrees, people who have different political ties, business owners who are trying to push forward their own agenda. In Georgia, if my memory serves me correctly, the governor is Kemp. Kemp had a best friend when he was in college. His best friend owns a security business. Kemp went to a school in Georgia where he told them that they needed security systems and metal detectors. Those metal detectors were sold to the school by his friend's company. Then they branched out and sold them to almost every county in the state of Georgia. It matters who you elect because the people that person knows oftentimes have influence over your children, over what keeps our children safe, over what our children read, over how much money our children get in the budget, even over what school gets what money, even whether your kids can have trades in the school or not, even whether your kids can have a football team. We keep talking about the president. All of these pieces matter to put together your own political life and your own political freedoms. You got to vote twice. Whenever you have local elections and when you have the federal elections, you got to be participatory and you got to do your homework. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of information because we don't have debates anymore, not real debates. There's a lady running for the state senate in Georgia. Her name is Tracy George. You can look up what I'm telling you. Tracy George has committed herself to run, and she says that she's a Gold Star wife. A Gold Star wife is a woman who lost her husband on active duty. Come to find out, this woman told a lie the entire election. She has been telling this lie for almost a decade. Another Black woman, Soretta Smith, is running against her. And Soretta Smith is too scared to call Tracy George a liar. It was a man who came forward and put all the documentation in the Military Times. And then Tracy George went on Instagram and said, well, we were divorced when he was unalive. Then you're not a Gold Star wife. It is the truth matters. We have to have the courage to say what the truth is, even when it's unpopular. You have to do it in a professional way. And we have to hold people accountable, even if they look like us. Because if Tracy George is a liar and she lacks integrity, if she got into office, you think she's going to somehow develop integrity? No, she would have been a pawn for the other side. That's how we get people like Clarence Thomas. We're afraid to question our own people. And then they get in and it's our own people who do the bidding of the other side. But you got to do the work. You got to do the research and you got to leave room to have the conversation. Just like I'm telling you about Tracy George.
Did y'all know y'all don't even need a degree to be on Congress or the school board? So you got to realize the people that are making laws, that are making rules for our children, don't even have a degree. You have to be over 18 years old. You have to be a citizen of the U.S. I don't even know how long. 7 years plus. It don't matter. So you don't even need a degree. We need to put people in positions that we can vote for, that we can agree upon. For the most part, we don't agree all the time. But if you don't even need a degree, you just have to do it. You just have to do it. We talking about you got to go vote. You got to go vote. Who we voting for? People we don't even believe in. Who would we just taking and hey, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Who we voting for? Is we voting for somebody that's on our side, or is we voting for somebody with that talk a good talk? That's all I'm gonna let and you need money. Yes, you need lobbying. You need the money. That's a fact. Most people that get to the forefront, like our felon, our wig, you have to have lobbying, which means they have to have money, which means they have to put in money for campaigning, which means if you got the bigger buck, you gonna win.
When they allow the big business to act as a single individual and donate to a campaign or a person, they completely rigged the elections to where big business is now going to have whom they want in office, because they're going to funnel millions, if not billions of dollars to a person instead of them getting the $20, $30, $40 here and there as people do individually. And we allowed that we put people in office who didn't stand against that. That in itself is going to dictate laws, dictate how we live our day to day. And we have to understand what's going on. If people are allowed, lobbyists are allowed to stand at the voting box in Congress and tell people, if you vote a certain way, you're not going to get whatever money, how do we not see the detriment in lawmaking in that? We have to understand what's going on, and in my opinion, we have to participate. Thank you for letting me up, Diamond. I'm about to go to the gym. God bless all of y'all.
I gotta go work out too. And Carmelo, they talking about Carmelo. Did y'all know that in a lot of states, you don't even have to have a law degree to practice being an attorney? That's crazy. So I need to know. Matter of fact, let me do my research. I need to know who his attorney was, because there's no way this young man is convicted. Are y'all kidding me?
I think it's unfortunate what happened to Carmelo Anthony. I will say this about it though. I think that everybody seems a bit surprised that he got an all-white jury. How are juries chosen? You can have the opportunity to become a juror because you vote, because you're in that pool. That's another thing. When we don't vote, we miss out on those opportunities to contribute in that way. We have to make sure that all of us, as many of us as possible who can, participate in the process all the ways around. What I always hear is, even when they get the notice for jury selection, they either ignore it, I don't want to go, whatever, until something like this happens and you realize the consequences of us ignoring those jury subpoenas.
It don't change there for that county, though, Ms. Jordan. Big gave a number, and it was 60%. In Collin County, it is 60% that way. You can't vote nobody in there like that. If you move to that area where it's like moving to an area where you got an issue in that area. You got some people that take themselves on a high-speed chase just to get out of that county. That's the county that is in Texas that is that way. And if you live in that county, it'll happen.
So
it ain't
Mr.
no
Rush,
fixing that. All I'm saying is in that county. And it ain't like we don't know these counties exist. We know these counties
Y'all hear
exist.
me?
So, Mr.
Y'all
Rush,
hear
I
me?
want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. I'm saying that that's part of the issue. I'm
Diamond, can
also
y'all hear me?
hold
Yes,
on,
we can
dear.
hear you.
Excuse me, one quick second.
Can
They
you,
just sentenced him to 35 years.
35 years.
Yeah, they gave him that yesterday. They said it was 35
yesterday.
I wanted to say, Jordan
I'm
Smoke,
sorry,
did you say that you
I
did
wasn't
you say that
finished.
you had
I
to
wasn't finished.
hold on,
Respectfully,
did you say that you had
I
to
wasn't
vote to be
finished.
I'm asking you a
Jesus.
question.
Not in the middle of
Did
my commentary, you're not,
girl, you've
dear.
been
If I
talking
could
this whole
finish.
time. You so rude. I was just gonna ask her, did she say I don't care about her dropping. I was gonna ask her, did she say that you have to vote to be able to be selected for jury duty? Because if she said that, that is not true. Because when I was younger and I did not vote, I still got selected for jury duty. It goes by your driver's license. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, and I wanted to clarify. I wasn't saying you can be a degreed lawyer. I said that you can practice. If I did misspeak, I apologize. You can practice law, which means you can fight cases without a law degree in most states in the United States. So that's why I was asking who his lawyer is, but somebody told me it. So, and if anybody want to, link up, they can catch a fade. It is what it is.
Lord Jesus. Good morning, everybody. Oh, y'all, man.
Good morning.
Yeah, I agree with what Yoshi was saying. Because I really came up here to talk to that boy. Because the messenger knew all of the things that he was just telling us, and he still voted for the man who is going against his best interest. So yeah, I don't agree. And the fact that he had an all-white jury, that case should have never been in that county, as to what Mr. Washington is speaking on. It should have never been there. It should have been moved. Because of all the media, all the social media, all of those things that partook before the trial even started, it should have never been there. We literally watched them move. They literally moved the Rodney King trial because of this very thing that I'm talking about. And you mean to tell me they couldn't move this trial to another county?
They couldn't have.
Why?
There's two different things. King, the publicity on that one. With this one, there's no bias. You got to have a reason to move it out of that county.
It was a lot of bias. What do you mean?
It wasn't no bias in that county.
Tell us why do you feel like it wasn't no bias? Good morning. Tell us why you feel like that.
Why? Because of the
rich girl. Oh.
No, you couldn't.
Hold on. Rich girl, come back and do your 5 minutes time, babe.
She sent it to Rich Girl.
She sent it to Rich Girl.
Yeah, she sent it. She was trying to send it to you, but she sent it to Rich Girl.
Okay, Miss Wilson, baby, it was sent to Rich Girl, so she don't. So she ain't got to do no time. Okay, y'all, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the element.
Rich Girl, you don't have to do no time, babe. She didn't send it. I see Dallas, you trying to come back up, honey, but they paid to drop you. So you would have to send 2 diamond money guns or pay $60 to come back up per CA. Sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Washington.
No, all I was gonna say, the elements to move it out of the county wasn't there. It wasn't enough bias within that county to move it out. That's all I'm saying.
But the bias is the fact that before this trial even started, before they even put that young man in the ground, it was already racially motivated. So to have that jury in a county that's 60% white, that's very biased. To have the jurors of his peers be all white when that's not his peers, that's biased. There was bias from the beginning.
Again, on a legal standpoint, the elements to move it out of that county did not exist. I'm with you. I don't know what you're saying, but the letter of the law, black and white, on that piece of paper, for them to move it out, they did not meet. There's county, and then I can't think of that county that's in, I was going to ask Ms. Diamond, there's a county in Atlanta that you don't want to be called in, right? I don't know that county, but isn't there a county right in Atlanta
In Atlanta or in
But it was
Georgia?
legally
or in
illegal.
Georgia? In Georgia. I'm meaning Georgia. I'm saying Atlanta, but I'm talking about.
It's a lot of counties in Georgia you don't want to be called in. They just stay in the sticks.
Then okay, so like that's just one of them. Collin County is that way, but what happens is people outside, yeah, they got jobs over there for you. They got plenty of work for you. They want you in there. And then in the background, you got this DEA that's been sitting there. You got this judge that's been sitting there. You got this sheriff that's been sitting there. They waiting on you for things like this to happen. And if you think you're gonna move it just because it's racially motivated, it's not gonna happen. You do something in that county and you got to deal with them.
It is still biased. Also, another thing, the bias is the judge have pictures with the father of the deceased, the family. That's bias. I'm
with you, and I get that.
Okay, so why are you trying to say it's no bias when that is literally bias?
The elements of to meet the elements. To move it out, to meet the elements, to move it out of the county are not there. I'm not saying that you're wrong. And then all I keep saying is one thing. The elements to move it out of the county did not exist. That's it.
So during the Rodney King, legally, what was the bias? The bias was all of the chaos that erupted before the case even tried, that it would be more chaos. So along with that, they moved the case. And so you're telling me with this case, and knowing that they could not give, by leaving it in that county, they could not give that man a jury of his peers. That is biased. You know you cannot give him a jury of his peers, meaning it should have been black people on that jury. It should have never been there.
Go back. You saying that they moved that out of LA County? Rodney King, they didn't move that out of that county. What are you talking
We
about?
talking about a kid. Rodney King was a grown man. I'm
I know.
confused why they trying him as a grown man. That's where I'm confused even.
Some states are like that. Georgia like that. 17.
That's insane.
I'm not getting it. I'm not. Got it. Let me shut up.
To get that
jury
change
of his peers, and y'all telling me that he cannot have a jury of his peers, and y'all telling me that's not legally biased?
So in that selection, so that attorney for him had to fight. Just because you get picked for jury duty don't mean that you're gonna become one of them. So if you go in there just because you voting in that county, don't mean you're gonna get picked. They challenge you on that. So individual that attorney, that the state, they fought harder for that jury that they picked. You got to fight for that. You don't just because you in that
I'm not
county.
disagreeing with that part.
Just because you in that county don't mean you're gonna get selected.
It was. Pot said Rodney King was in Simi Valley, not LA County.
Either way, you just because you get picked for that jury don't mean they're gonna fight you on that. They are looking to get you out of there so they can win that case. The DEA on that case for Anthony fought for that jury. The other guy didn't do enough to get them out of there.
Yeah, the lawyer didn't do enough, but
I hear what you're saying, and I get what you're saying, but just because you on that, just because you get selected for jury duty, don't mean you're gonna get selected. They are trying to win a case, and what are they gonna do? Anything to get you out of there, they're gonna do it. They are looking to win that case. The DEA in that county, in Collin County, is looking to win. He ain't looking to lose.
So y'all don't think his charge is a conviction?
If he had an all-black jury, do you think it would have been biased? I don't think he should have had all-white jury. I mean, black jury. I never said that. It shouldn't have been an all-white jury either.
The circumstances of his trial, though, is crazy. For him to have that type of trial, is we in the 1950s? What is going on? And then his 35 years, that's excessive. They should appeal it. They're probably going to get a lesser time. He's going to get a lesser time. But that's we know serial people that don't even get that much. That's grown adults. 35 and 17 defending yourself from a known bully is crazy. It's obviously racially biased. That's all I want to say.
It's a
Somebody
message.
said, "Oh, go ahead."
No, go
Oh,
ahead, Yoshi.
somebody said that the judge removed 2 of the black jurors. I didn't watch it, so I don't know if that's true or not. That's what someone just said.
Thank you.
Show
Somebody,
the trial that the crime is in, because I ain't seen no videos of the inside of the courtroom or what was going on.
You get up and shake it. You shake it. When you shake it, I'll shake it.
Said the judge picked all the juries or just dismissed the ones he wanted to.
I know they were saying last night that the black jurors that were, I think it was like 3 black women, and they were all educators, and their argument was, as an educator, they would be more empathetic to the case. So that's why they shouldn't have got on the panel.
I know you. Please tell me you lying. Please tell me you lying. So if you have empathy for, the black defendant, since he's against the state prosecution, we can't even let them, 3 of them, be a part of the
Yeah,
jury. Are you kidding me?
they
So earlier we were
yeah
having a conversation about how the jury is selected. And I was saying that it's important to vote. In some places when you register for your driver's license, they register you to vote automatically. That's how you get in a jury pool too. It's 2 ways. The other thing is more of us should answer those letters, because part of the process is they get to strike people. You get to strike people from the jury pool just
Mama was
for
wild in bed.
oh my. Okay, what part of the process is they get so many strikes, so many people they can get rid of. So it doesn't mean that they were being, the judge was wrong. Each side gets so many strikes to get rid of people. So if there are more brown bodies in the pool, it's harder for them to get rid of all of us. That was my point. We need to be in those juries. And how do you think it feels for that young man to have to sit through the trial and all those white faces and not one black person that he could look to feel some kind of comfort? That matters too. We have to look at the bigger and the broader picture. Our participation in our own process matters.
Juries, Mom, I have had a license since I was 16. I have been registered to vote since I was 18, and I've never got jury duty.
If
So
you go in,
could
but
I
you,
say this to you, if I could, Dad? I don't know where you live, dear. I don't know how that happens. I would say this: if you take a look at how it works, if you've never been selected, go to the Board of Elections and explain to them, how is this possible? Sometimes you could have been taken out of the list for some reason. Remember, there's fraud, there's biases, there's a glitch. It could be a name issue, it could be an address issue, any of that, because it's tied to your address. So the more times you move, the more times it's less likely that they'll find you. But update all of your information, and it doesn't hurt to go down and ask the question. I know I've been on jury duty. I can't even count how many times I've gotten the letter. And I've only sat on maybe one jury, but I had grand jury duty for like 4 years in a row. And that's for 3 months.
if you go in there with that, just because he's black, they are looking to kick you off that jury. They looking, everything that you all are saying, that attorney is going to sit there and fight to get you kicked off. The letter of the law is what they looking at. And if you live in that county that way, you are left to that county doing that to you. Everything. And then
So
I'm
Mr.
with you
Washington,
all, and I'm with you all on what you all are saying. I'm not
It don't sound
disagreeing
like it,
with you.
sir.
If you go in there, Miss Jordan, they're going to ask you questions to get you kicked off. That attorney is fighting to get, that attorney is sitting there fighting for a conviction. And if you go in there with anything that he feels like you're going to be biased on, he's going to ask you questions for that. They are
So,
looking to kick you off.
so let me say this. I'm sure I said both sides.
Sorry, Jordan's mom, honey. They said, drop Jordan's mom. Tell her you can make a point without being disrespectful. Have a good day. Sorry, babe.
That's crazy.
Good morning, Diamond. And Mafia. I have one question for anybody who may know the answer to this because I don't know, and this is a part that I'm trying to get clarity on regarding the case. From my understanding, Carmelo Anthony had a high-profile paid attorney by the name of Mike Howard, right? But before the trial, they said that he was appointed a court-appointed attorney. So do anybody know why he didn't have a paid attorney for the trial? He was appointed it was a court-appointed attorney for the trial. So I'm trying to understand that. Now, from what I'm hearing is they said that the money was raised, couldn't be used for his legal defense. So can somebody please enlighten me on that part? Why he had to have a
Well, they said his lawyer wasn't a public defender.
No. Wait, if you go research, listen, he had a high-profile paid attorney by the name of Mike Howard initially, but for the trial, he had a court-appointed attorney. Why was the switch? What happened?
Beside you, hurry up.
No, I'm just telling you in the comments. They all saying it wasn't a public defender.
One of the moderators, please, Mr. Washington.
Don't start to be. Miss V. Ray, only thing I can think of is they didn't have the money to pay their lawyer.
They said Mike Howard was the attorney for trial.
And then you got some attorneys that won't take those cases too, Miss V. Ray.
So must be something. Okay, they don't have the information correct because I researched it. I did try to do my due diligence to try to find it out, but the way that I read it was like they had switched up to a court-appointed attorney. So it had been Mike Howard all along throughout the trial, throughout the start and through the trial. Is that what y'all saying? See, somebody say, they saying he's a public defender. Somebody's saying he is a public defender. Is he a private attorney or a public defender? Which one, y'all?
Okay, but
They want me to pay. They paid me to play these videos. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
And yes, I've been a Texas lawyer for 16 years.
Hold on.
Put me beside you before you play it.
Holland County jury came back with a guilty verdict for the charge of MURDER in the Carmelo Anthony trial. I have maintained from the beginning of this trial that this trial was going to be extremely difficult. There's been a lot of online chatter about this trial. Number one, the chatter started with the jury because there were no African Americans on the jury. There were, however, 3 Asian women, 1 Middle Eastern woman, 1 woman of color, and everyone else on the jury was a white male. While many people wanted there to be an outright not guilty verdict, like there was in the Chow case, that didn't happen here. And now jurors in a separate proceeding are deciding on the sentencing range for Carmelo Anthony, and currently the prosecution and the defense will give closing arguments again on the sentencing phase. They each have about 20 minutes. At this current phase, I can also tell you Carmelo Anthony did not testify during his sentencing proceeding, only his mother took the stand. And as you can imagine, their entire family is emotional. It's going to be interesting to see.
Don't come in here starting no shit karma. Okay? If you was gonna send him something with your level 22 ass, if you was gonna send him something, you should have sent him a lion with your level 22 ass. Go ahead, John.
The jury gives Carmelo a lot of discussion about the concept of sudden passion, which is one that I would assume would have made the jury give him a manslaughter charge, which was a charge that was added today, in fact. They did not.
I said what I said.
That the sentence may be more in line with manslaughter, but I'm actually anxious to see.
And I am, Siobhan. And I am.
Press play.
The jury is going to come back with sentencing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Hold on, let me play the other video. Okay, because they sent 2. All right.
beside you.
Shut up!
Mm.
Been practicing for 16 years in the state of Texas. The Carmelo Anthony trial has started their jury deliberations, and they were given jury instructions for the charge of MURDER in the state of Texas, but also for the charge of manslaughter. In the state of Texas, when someone has been unalived and you have been accused, here are the 4 different potential types of homicide you could be charged with. You could be charged with capital, MURDER. In fact, the person who unalived my cousin, her unborn baby, and her fiance, that's what he was charged with. You could be charged with MURDER. That's what Carmelo Anthony was charged with. Some states also call this second degree MURDER. There's also a charge of manslaughter. That was the newest instruction given to the jury today. This means that you have recklessly caused someone to be unalived. This could be voluntary or involuntary. And then there is the crime of criminally negligent homicide. This is the lowest charge.
Girl, you know he... Vibe, don't piss me off.
Thank you, baby.
With sentencing range. A charge of MURDER, what Carmelo Anthony was originally charged with, has a potential sentencing range of up to life in prison. In the charge of manslaughter, the sentencing range is between 2 to 20 years. Obviously, these are very different sentencing ranges, but a jury may not feel like they have heard enough evidence to convict Carmelo Anthony of MURDER.
Vibe, don't piss me off.
So they may decide that the better charge is manslaughter, which has a lower sentencing range. The jury is not going to be considering sentencing. In the state of Texas, sentencing is bifurcated, which means it's a separate proceeding. You're going to have to wait to see what the jury does. If they do not end their deliberations by today, they will be sequestered. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
All right, y'all. So I played 2 videos.
Damn, I just want to tell B-Ray that, no, B-Ray, they had the same lawyer because you can't switch lawyers when you get to court because lawyers have to have time to get a case ready. Because if that was the case, the trial wouldn't even have started yet. Because they got to have time to get the trial ready. You can't, I mean, so that wouldn't have made sense.
Do you agree with the verdict, Diamond?
Bray, what do you fuck no?
Right.
You?
How do you feel about it?
Don't talk to me because I know you tried to.
I'm trying to have the topic. I want to talk about the topic since I can't kiss you.
Lawyers whenever you want to, Swift. Because if you choose to fire your lawyer and get a new one, you can switch lawyers whenever you want to. Now it's up to the lawyer if you're going to take the case in the middle of the trial or right at the beginning.
That damn, but you got to have time to get the case ready. You're not going to get the case ready that quick. They got to give you enough time to get your case ready. To get that new lawyer a time to get the case ready.
Chaotic, stay out of this.
Where that boy run to? I need that boy to come back up here.
That boy, baby, that boy dropped and ran. I'm talking about any other time. If this would have been a black woman, black man topic, like he would have been in it, standing in the paint. But when it comes to that orange nigga,
he in the comments talking about can't do it. Why you can't do it? You voted for him. You was standing behind that shit 10. You was standing behind that shit 10 toes. Damn.
what a black topic where they single mothers and baby mamas and all this shit right here.
Swift,
Yeah.
like they said, you can switch and you can also ask for an extension so to give the Lord time to prepare for that case.
Right.
So yes, you can.
A continuous. Right.
That boy said they cry too much. That boy. Stand to speak like you been doing.
They crying too much.
And you say they crying too much. Who is they?
Anybody who didn't vote for that orange man.
Because the only person saying something to you was Yoshi.
I probably talking about me, Diamond, because I went off on him. Because you can't sit there and tell somebody about voting old people out when you sit there voted for one to get in. That don't.
Diamond, he said the owl talking about who? Talking about you, Diamond.
He ain't talking about me. He ain't talking about me.
Yeah, you scared that boy.
They say, y'all got to remember the judge was trying to speed up a trial. So, I mean, all right. Y'all got it. Let me let Thunder Thighs in here.
Hey, look. Only thing I'm gonna say is, y'all gotta watch what y'all say, cause y'all gotta understand. Dr. Etherly, he in court right now too for attempted murder, and he trying to use the self-defense. And y'all gotta understand that provoking somebody, and then you know what I'm saying. Like if you already know you got the upper hand, like Yoshi said earlier, I'm a concealed carry guy too. Hey. You throw your hands up in the air, you speak as loud as you can. I do not want to fight. You make every attempt to walk away, and you please leave me alone. You gotta sound like a whole pussy, straight up.
When you black, you gotta do
And
that.
then when they come at you, pa pa pa. You know what I'm saying?
But
we talking about understanding, but we talking about a kid
I'm out of here.
We
I
talking
gotta
about a kid.
go be a for real truck driver right now.
Nah, you ain't never been a for real truck driver, so why you trying to be one today?
Ain't never been a for real truck driver.
Yeah. How about you only gotta do that shit when you black.
Okay, he on mute. He ain't talking about that.
And we ain't gonna sit here and act like we don't tell our kids pick up something and knock their ass out. Well, come on now.
What's in the cup? Juicy juice. Wick. Juicy juice. What? You was on mute. You talking about now? What? You was on mute. You did. You. I mean, you weren't talking about nothing. You was on mute. What you want me to do?
Because people was talking and I wasn't gonna be rude. Duh.
Any other time you rude, duh.
No, I wasn't. V Ray was gonna talk regardless for a long time, so I was just whispering under her. But if you want me to stay off of mute, I will. Hey Dab. Hey Boss Man. Hey Mafia.
What's going on? And then popping for you in the streets.
I'm gonna give you a kiss. I wish you would just put.
Don't piss me off, Paige.
I was saying about the judge was trying to rush everything because he was working. Man, they were trying to send a message. He was working with the prosecutor. Like he friends with the father. They was railroading this young man, and that's why like he need to find his family need to find him a good lawyer that's gonna fight for this appeal. The appeal.
I was short and sweet. I was very short and sweet. I asked one question and I dropped down. And Braid, you didn't have to incorporate me in that, talking about me being long-winded. Okay, all right, I forgive
I
you.
miss you.
Let me drop that down. I'm like, what?
So you gonna cut me off like that, V-Ray? But that's what I'm talking about earlier.
Spoil, honey. Do you know you're in the box? Okay, they don't know. All right, go ahead.
Right up here interrupted you, Boss Man. That's crazy.
Boss Man, that's crazy. And they talking about ain't no bias.
I can't believe that.
It's like I'm gonna tell you the message. Y'all, if y'all don't see the message that, hey, you touch one of our white folk, we gonna hem you up. That's what it was. That's some old 1930 Jim Crow action right in 2020, 2026. You had an all-white jury. You got photo evidence of the judge, the father, and other officials in town. You got video showing that they was harassing the young man, and they still railroad him. That's old adage Jim Crow justice in plain 2026. But I speak about it all the time, but y'all like to run from when I talk about colonial mindsets, historical standpoints. That's why you got to remember history, because a lot of those people are still alive and still controlling a lot of political positions in these states and counties. Y'all want to move to these counties talking about who's going to be safer? No, build up, like I was speaking about earlier, build up your own communities. Fight for your own community. Because the taxes you spend right there, go to those city council meetings and demand them to send tax money to your neighborhoods. You know, a lot of you go vote, but you don't stay on their ass. Money is power locally. You wonder why you ain't got no sidewalks? You're risking your life walking to the store. There ain't no sidewalks. Because they got to allocate funds to that neighborhood. If you're paying taxes, you need to go out there and argue with the city council. Allocate. That's why you got to be aware of your tax commissioner, see what taxes, and be aware of that too. Everything has a reason. But when I speak on this, God darn it, y'all want disruption.
Let's go, Range Rover. Thank you, Hank.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking with the same tone that I always been speaking on. Ain't no yelling. Crazy.
Man, from your perspective, like what happened in this situation? Like, do you know what happened in the situation? Like the actual situation that day at the track meet?
One man that go to that high school, he know another white brother. Yeah, they will bully him and tell him, "Don't you come around here, around that area?" And he was over there with another white friend, and these boys have a history of bullying people. Hell, the one that got on the line, he bullied his own father. This young man bullied his own father.
Boss man, do you think he should have just got up and walked away and just said, you know what, I ain't finna argue with these white boys, I'm gonna get from around them?
But
Or you think he did the right thing by staying and stood up for himself?
He did the right thing by stood for himself. But at the end of the day, the county he in, they still would have railroaded. If he would beat the hell out, if he wouldn't unalive the boy and beat the hell out the boy, they still gonna railroad. They still gonna try to send him to jail for something. Because
No. But if he would have walked away, when they said what they said, do you think that would have been a better decision for him than now?
It probably would have been a better decision at that time, but it's still an altercation was gonna happen regardless. They been messing with him. They've been messing with him prior to this altercation. So they were gonna bump heads sooner or later. Because you get tired. You can walk away 1,000 times, but it only takes one time within that 1,000 times for disaster. And it was just that one time.
But they said that they didn't even go to the same school.
Didn't.
So
The tent he was under was a different school's tent because they school didn't have a tent and it started raining. And he knew somebody that was over there, somebody's boyfriend or cousin. The boyfriend of the cousin or the cousin of the boyfriend, girlfriend or whatever. So he went under the tent with them. He was under the tent with somebody that he knew. He didn't know those boys though.
So he didn't go to the same school.
I thought they said that they had a history of bothering him.
They did.
Wow.
They had got into it once before. I didn't mean to interrupt anyone. The gentleman came on national television, and he was somebody on television. He said he seen the video. He said the video showed that gentleman that got unalive and his brother and two of his friends walking toward the Anthony gentleman. He said when they walked toward him, they were talking and they didn't know what was going to go on, and all of them started fighting him. And then when they started fighting him, when he got up, he's trying to get away. When he got away, that's when he pulled his weapon and he hit the one brother, because the other three start to run because he started to run also. And then his brother looked back and seen that his other brother had failed. So he kept on running because Anthony was trying to run around to get to the teacher to tell them what happened. Now they said they seen this video, but all of a sudden now the video can't be found. The one that recorded, the child that recorded it, said that he don't have it anymore. So they got to that child. So that video couldn't be shown in court to show exactly what happened.
My question,
Like I said.
Hey, may I
I'm
say
wondering,
something real quick?
I'm wondering, yeah, go ahead, I'm her. Hey girl, fuck you.
Hey, boy, fuck you. Listen, Diamond, I never come here, but this is close on my heart. Y'all, if y'all live in Texas, election is about to come up. It's power in numbers. This the one time in America that we in my age, this is my OJ Simpson trial, right? This is my OJ Simpson trial. For a lot of people that got to see the OJ Simpson trial, Carmelo was my OJ Simpson trial. But I want to get on the point of, at this point, y'all, we got to fight a different way. And when I say we got to fight a different way, like the appeal process, generally a witness cannot give legal conclusions. Every witness that they had up there, the prosecution asked them, do you believe this was self-defense? And they answered, I do not believe it was self-defense. They cannot give a legal conclusion. Also, ineffective counsel. Every time the prosecution asked that question and they did not object or preserve, it's called ineffective counsel. He was railroaded yesterday. Again, this is my OJ Simpson case of my time. Carmelo Anthony is. If it's anything that we can do, like, it's power in numbers. It's power in numbers, y'all. Yeah, he did this. Y'all don't understand the monumental of the time. The racial climate around this case is that of OJ Simpson's time. It's not about whether OJ was guilty or not. It's the climate around the case. If y'all don't see it, then you don't see it. But again, what they did yesterday was totally railroad him. The prosecution led the witness. Not only did they lead the witness, a witness cannot draw a legal conclusion. Every witness they had up there drew a legal conclusion. The lawyer did not object. He did not preserve it. He didn't do anything. So that calls for ineffective counsel. Yeah, I don't think y'all understand the law, and y'all wouldn't understand the law. But that's all I wanted to say. But have a good day.
Thank you, I'm her girl. Girl, you know they don't read sometimes,
Yeah,
baby. Especially people with green shirts.
That's what I spoke to earlier when I said he needed a lawyer to fight for his appeal. That's everything you just said. I just said that earlier about he needs a good lawyer to fight for his appeal because they railroaded that young man.
Yeah, I do agree with the racial tension of what's going on in this country and how that was labeled. Somebody said stop saying white jury. It wasn't an all white jury, but it damn sure wasn't no black person on there, and that was done on purpose.
Do y'all think that it would have been maybe a different outcome, like, or a different verdict if it was not at a school, like not at the like school event, the track meet or whatever? Do y'all think
No,
anything would have
because
been different?
there's a white girl, I think, or white boy who stabbed another child in Texas, and it never got this much. It never got this much attention, and it was from my understanding, it was a white child who poked a Hispanic child in Texas, and it didn't get the same attention.
So I'm trying to understand why y'all think that if it would have been some of us on the jury, it would have been different.
From what I get from it, Diamond, they said the teachers that they struck from the jury, they told them were, even though you're a teacher, because they had a couple teachers on that jury, but they said they don't understand the curriculum and the system that's over there in their school district. So that's how they used to strike those teachers down, the black teachers.
The curriculum got to do with what happened on the track field.
I lived in Texas for 15 years in El Paso, and Texas is tore up from the floor up. And that's all because of who the governor is.
And y'all gotta remember, Texas has a history of calling their young white folks when they mess up or unalive. Y'all remember the young white boy from Texas that had DUI, unalive 4 people in a crash, and they gave him probation at home, and then he ran off to Mexico, and then when he came back, they still was calling him in court. He took out 4 lives.
I'm gonna say this. I can't say for sure that he would have had a different outcome, but I still feel like it should have been fair from the get-go. And I don't think I don't think the jury was fair. I don't think if the shit is true about the father knowing the judge and them being friends, it should have never been held there. It was biased from the start.
CC, do you know you're in the box?
I'm gonna say something, and y'all please don't be angry at me. And I feel
Just say
bad.
it, CC. Just say it, CC, with your whole chest out. Just say it.
I feel bad for both of those kids, but that kid at a point, and we have to teach our kids how to know how to de-escalate a situation, because when he went in, got the knife, his intention was to stab the boy. Maybe he didn't think he was gonna kill him. So he did kill the child.
Girl.
Family words.
I mean, you gotta say unalive and poke.
He didn't go unalive him. He had it already in his bag and he grabbed it out of his bag.
And the thing about it, I teach my kids, your actions are definitely gonna have consequences. So before you do something,
So you feel like CC, when the white folks said, "Oh, we don't want you over here. You're not welcome over here." Whatever, however they did it, he should have just got up and walked away.
of course, he should have thought, about just leaving, because that's gonna happen in everyday life. And the way you react to situations is gonna be the outcome of what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it was right. No, it wasn't right the way that he was treated. But when you thought in your mind you was gonna get this knife and stab somebody, there's consequences. And I feel sorry for that kid. And we have to teach our boys this, and we have to teach our kids this. Just like if they were stopped by a police and he was Caucasian, how you gonna react? What you gonna do? Because your reaction is gonna get the consequences. And I feel so sorry for that kid. But I just wanted to say that in a sense, because both of them kids, that the other kid is dead,
Unalive.
Oh yeah, this page on the way. It's on the way down, but
Hold on, let her finish. Hold on, Braid. Hold
girl,
on.
she don't
Go
want to
ahead,
keep saying all
CC.
the wrong words.
Oh no, excuse me. You can stay dead. You're nothing gonna happen about that. But I'm just saying, but unalive. You know what I'm saying? And it's really sad because I was looking at it, and this is what I teach my boys. Just like I told my son, when you go outside and you do something and you know it's wrong, you're gonna get consequences, and that's gonna be your consequences. So I feel sorry for that kid.
So, Cece, what are you telling your kids to do? What are you telling your kids to do, Cece, when somebody walk up on them and push them?
So, in a situation, if they're pushed and they're not harmed in the situation, you can shake that up. But if somebody's trying to literally harm you,
He was
and
jumped by 4 people.
and it's to the point where he had to walk off. He had to fight, or he had to, because when he pulled out that knife, that's a weapon. Now, if he wanted to fight them, maybe he should have put up them hands, and but when you pull out a knife or you pull out a gun,
oh my God.
But
wait, CC.
I tried to stop it earlier.
CC, how long you been on TikTok?
I never had no issues, and I'm in an agency. You could say dead, you could say nothing ain't going to happen.
Okay, but hear me out. You probably never had any issues, but there are some pages that all of us are not treated the same. Let me just say that on TikTok. All of us are not treated the same. I need y'all to understand that. Just because it worked for you over on your page, don't mean that it's going to work for everybody else. All of us, I'm gonna say this again, black, green, yellow, white, whatever.
Yeah,
All of
I
us
mean,
are
we
treated the
things.
same.
We never had got no. I'm sorry about that. I try to say the words properly,
Agency
but
or no agency. All of us are not treated the same. Agency or none.
yes, I understand. And I don't want people to be angry, but you have to look at the situation, even with your own children. Teach your children.
It's not about being angry, CC. Like we all seen information and read information. I'm not understanding what you seen. This young man was being approached by 4 other young men that was trying to jump him. And when I was a teenager, I carried a weapon. There's nothing wrong with carrying a weapon. The young man had a
So
weapon, and like we spoke to earlier, there was a history
Hey, you
there.
sent me the message. I
So,
responded
and
back
he
to you.
defended himself. Like, if you look at the case, it was a horrible case.
Can
But
y'all
when you
please
try to demonize this young man for having a weapon,
Can y'all
defending
please?
himself,
Can y'all please say he stopped saying he had a weapon? He had he had something that technically most kids out there would have had, which was something to clean their cleats with. It wasn't a weapon. Like most of the kids out there that was on track would have had that on them. So yeah, stop saying weapon.
Good morning, panel. Can I say this real quick and then I have to go? I have an appointment. Good morning, Diamond. I just wanted to ask you all, have you all seen the latest things that are being out on the internet now, saying that there was a conflict of interest with the judge and the prosecutor and the parents? They have pictures out there with the judge spending Christmas with this boy's family. It is all over the internet. And they are saying that they are not.
Miss Sherry, are you surprised?
Oh, absolutely not. Oh no, I'm not saying I'm surprised. I'm just like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is horrible. It's sad.
They said it was found out that it really was conniving. So I stand corrected.
I just wanted to share that. I'm just devastated. I'll mute up.
Can I say something, Diamond? Take it from someone that was bullied in school and had to take up for her sister and had to start fighting. And I had to take weapons to school, but I took weapons that I could take to school, like a locker. I was hanging around my finger and hit someone in the head with the combination part. I was bullied at school. So for someone to say not to take someone, I was jumped by 2 sisters. You can't say what you don't do, because when you're scared, you'll do that.
Could you run that back? What did you used to do? I don't want to walk past it.
I said I had to. It was me and my little sister, so I had to take up for both of us.
And,
So
with the
when
combination lock part.
okay, I had to take something so they wouldn't expel me from school or kick me off the bus. So I had to come up with something I could use
Old
without
school.
getting expelled. So I thought about, I took a combination lock, I would put it around my finger, and then I would, if they come toward me, they would see that I would hit them, and it stopped because I stood up for myself. But when you're afraid and scared, you do things like that. You're just trying to protect you. And
Yeah,
I
that's
can
old
stand it.
school, Braid. Braid, that's old school. That's definitely what the girls used to do.
But you have to be in that young man's position of being scared. And that other young man, I'm sorry for his family because both of them lose, but he was much bigger than this, than Carmela also.
LB, honey, you know you're
Aren't we tired of being disenfranchised, being taken away, our rights being taken away as African Americans in the court system? Like this is consistent. The bigger picture is that whenever black people in the judicial system comes against, we are normally the ones that lose. Why is this consistent? Whether we're on either side of the
why. You know why it's consistent, because the system was never made for us.
The bigger picture is like this is you're right. It's not made for us. We have to make a change.
And man of class, I get tired of too. CC, I respect your opinion, but I get tired of black folk always gotta come up and criticize and question our behavior and make it seem like we're in the wrong. Like whatever we do, even like this young man defending himself, we gotta be critical of him just because to appease them folks. No, he did what he supposed to do. He did right. He had a farce trial. This trial was farce. But we, in our community, we the only ones that get out here and be critical of our behavior. Like, oh, we as adults, we tell our children, be aware, be careful. If you're able to avoid it, avoid it. But sometimes you ain't able to avoid it. He wasn't able to avoid it. It was four white boys trying to fight his behind. What you gonna do? You gotta pick something up.
I don't disagree with you. I'm a conservative. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying this system isn't set up for us. This consistency being, if you're black in America, this system is like that just said, it's not set up for us, and we keep on doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This is bananas to me.
It even happens, man. Like it even happens, even if we're done wrong. Like when police brutality, it be plain as day that a man or a woman was mind their own business and get abused. You'll get black folk come up and like, maybe they should have talked lower, or maybe they shouldn't have did this. That began to question the victim's behavior, then the people that's taking away their rights are assaulting them.
I agree.
I get tired of that shit. It's like y'all want to appease them, and they know they wrong. Y'all know me, I ain't gonna appease none of these goddamn mud ducks. I don't give a damn. Shit ridiculous.
Thank you, Delman.
My only thing is, it's so many things that happen in the country, and there's so many people in powerful positions. So why is it that even when this shit happens, there's no change to be made? I mean, I don't understand how we have all the black lawmakers, all of the people. Yeah, shit happens. We get tired. We have discussions, move on to the next month. Then it happens again. Then there's another outrage. What the fuck is to be done? And why the fuck hasn't it happened yet in 865,000 years?
Because the ones who
Thank you, Diamond. I'll go back down. Thank you.
Lovely Lisa, honey, do you know you're in the box? Dr. John, honey, do you know you're in the box?
Hey, how y'all doing? I was waiting for everybody to finish.
Okay, you can go ahead, honey. Good morning.
First off, black people are the only people who still abide by the law, the Constitution, and rights. We need to realize no other group, whether they are illegal immigrants, the Asians, the Hispanics, and even the whites, are abiding by the law. We are the only group that are trying to educate themselves, and then they go and say education is no longer valuable, hard work is more pressing. We are the only group that goes in and says, hey, maybe it's us not learning and educating ourselves on the law. Maybe it's us not learning to stand your ground of family. And they are not following the Constitution, nor are they following state or federal laws anymore. From the politicians to the judges, and we have to start moving accordingly. I think the only group that's going to actually make a move that's going to save the black race in America is the people that have been taught to be demonized, and that group is the YNs. They are the only ones who will actually live free. Y'all sit up here, we talk about it, we politic, we
YNs?
Correct.
Or is that?
I think people are born. I know it sounds crazy, but people are born for a specific reason, and it creates balance. I think y'all have abided so much and tried so much, and the fact that we aren't getting anywhere by following this white power structure, it shows. We have a video of a young man being jumped, and that wasn't claimed as self-defense. We had another young man be pew-pewed in the back, and he got to get the Asian man got to get off. Look, the law is not on our side. This country has never been on our side. No matter if you play the game or no matter if you're doing what you want. At this point, we got to stop trying to be with them and start doing what's in our best interest. And I'll end right there.
Explain to me the YN part. That's the only part that I swear you
So the
lost me right
YN,
there.
so it's I hate bringing spiritual things or conscious
Yeah, what
things
the
into a
YNs are.
conversation, but let me tell you this. People are born for a purpose.
Right.
Not to go out here and work. They come in at the right time. This YN generation are rebellious. This YN generation doesn't follow law. And this YN generation lives on their own terms. That's the group of black people that we need to actually get the fucking job done. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be you. It's not going to be this group of people who got education and money in their pocket. It's not going to be our entertainers who got all the fucking money. The YNs are the ones actually making the moves. And y'all call them crash out. Y'all can keep demonizing them. Y'all can keep belittling them. But they are born for a specific person.
Are you talking about the younger generation? Are you talking about the younger generation, or are you talking about the
I'm
YN?
not talking about the younger generation. I'm talking about a specific group.
Okay,
Do
so
you know
talking
what
about
a YN is, sir?
That's why. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, that's why.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah,
speaking
he's
loud
saying
and
so.
clear. You guys
He's
are
saying
acting
so.
like you don't understand me because you demonize this group.
Now being lost.
Hold on. I
Yes.
asked that.
The YNs have the same spirit. The YNs,
The fire.
look, the YNs have the same spirit as the Black Panthers. Those groups that were running and making changes with civil rights weren't old folks. They were young people. They just look old in the photos. YNs are groups of people who live on their own terms. Even with Martin Luther King was out here. He was a young man when he was out here doing this shit. Old folks despised what he was doing. He thought he was doing what was right at the time. We cannot keep relying on some God in the sky, some entertainer, or some goddamn revolutionary to save us. The people who we need are being born right now, and they are willing to do whatever to be respected. So yes, I'm talking about the YNs. Yes.
Basically, you're saying the YNs are the one because they don't care. They'll go out.
They do care. They just the way you see caring is not the same way that they value themselves.
Okay.
Okay, so
the thing is, hold on,
Wait, he has
Dad.
a
Let me just say
point,
this real
y'all.
quick.
He does
I'm
have
just
a
lost on the
point.
YNs. Let me just say this part real quick about what I think a YN is. When I hear a YN, for me being 30, a YN is a young motherfucker with a ski mask on that don't have no respect for nobody, bitch. They running with the people that in Chicago toting these bags and motherfucker, everybody motherfucking the shit they really be referring to, quote unquote, black on black. That's what a YN is. No respect for adults, bitch. Going out here doing what the fuck they want, cussing out these. But what the fuck is a YN gonna do to help?
Okay, so hold on.
When it comes to any type of motherfucking change. A fucking ski mask on with chains and pew-pews around this bitch. What the fuck is a YN about to do?
So I know you've been programmed mentally. I know you've been programmed mentally to demonize your own.
Hold on. Let me say this, Dr. Dr. John Badger. You don't know me. I'm telling you what I know a YN.
I'll let you speak, and all you did was criticize. Let me speak.
I criticize. Are you a YN? Because I wasn't even talking about you.
Hold on, wait 1 second.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Dr. John.
Yeah, you didn't make it, ho.
Let him, hold on. Let Dr. John get it all out. Go ahead, Dr. John.
That's the point I'm trying.
Go ahead, Dr. John.
That's the point I'm trying to make. This man got up here and he clearly criticized and demonized the same group I'm telling was born for this specific purpose. If you don't know what a YN is, just say that. If you don't know
what it was.
No.
So Dr. John, honey, what is your definition of a YN?
And I've stated that clear as day. These are people who are born for a specific purpose. They don't follow the same terms and logic as we do. They are not abiding by the same laws because it's clearly not working in none of our favors. They don't care about the structure, what I call the white power structure of society. They deem their terms and they live on their own 2 feet. They don't walk on this earth looking for a job. They walk on this earth doing what they want to do, what they're designed to do. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying it creates balance. If somebody is willing to buck the system, you think somebody in a suit is going to actually give you what you want? You think somebody in a suit? No,
So
you got to
Dr.
get
John,
your hands
Are you saying
dirty.
they're expendable?
Okay,
Are
hold
not.
on.
Soldiers,
Wait, no, wait, no. Okay,
soldiers
can
are
I talk
That's
expected.
the
again? Every
definition of
time
a
I
man.
talk, Dad wanna talk.
MOC. That's the
Every time I
definition
talk,
of
Dad
I was
a
wanna
talking
real
talk.
before
man.
you even
Someone
got
that's
up here.
Okay,
expendable.
every time I say something, you want to chime.
V-Ray,
Girl,
wait
I
1
was
second,
talking
please.
before you got
Well,
up
go
here.
ahead, Dab. Go ahead, Dab.
Where you got an issue with me? I don't know what your fucking
No,
problem is. I
every
ain't
time I
said
talk,
shit to
you
you.
want to say something. Go ahead,
I
Dab.
was talking before you got up here.
Sure, go ahead,
Again,
Dab.
what Brad King was saying.
And this
The
is the
YNs,
difference when men have this conversation and when everybody else have this conversation, because men know what it takes. Other people want to go about it a certain way. There's no marching. There's no politician politicking. There's
So you're saying the generation of YNs are
Oh
expendable.
my
Is that what you're
God. The
saying?
generation of YNs that he is talking about ain't running up and doing a fuck thing but unaliving each other. Let me be very clear and loud about it since y'all want to keep talking. They not running up and doing shit. Ain't none of them run up in Child's house, because there's a whole bunch of YNs where they at. Ain't none of them run up in no motherfucking this white boy's house and do a fuck thing. They
They're
ain't ran up in
protesting.
it's YNs in Texas, it's YNs in fucking where Child was at. They ain't run up and do nothing. They ran up and tore up the fucking store, but they ain't run up and unalive his ass. But they'll run up and unalive a nigga because he said fuck your mama or because he said some fuck shit on Facebook. Stop playing with me. I agree with Bray King 100%. Y'all put YNs on young people who are not about that life. Now I will agree with you with this younger generation of they don't give a fuck and they not following the lines that we follow, the respectability politics. Yes, this younger generation will definitely do that. But the YNs, the niggas that's in the streets, they ain't run up and doing none of that shit. They not doing it because they don't care. All they care about is the money that they gonna get from the next motherfucker. That's it. And somebody praising them on fucking social media. But the younger generation that are not YNs, they are going to do something. They are making a change right now, but not no YNs.
Okay, can I say this? Okay, I understand Dr. John's point. I think we're majoring in the minor and we're making a mountain out of a molehill or whatever they say. I'm going to say this, right? There's certain types of people in this world, and we're all, and that we've had this conversation on a prior live, that we're all gonna need certain type of people, and we're gonna have to position in certain areas. And some of them, and y'all minor in this YN, the YN thing, we're just simply talking about the ruthless ones. Because just like those YT people are ruthless and we see that what they're doing to us each and every day, we're going to have to match eventually ruthless with ruthless. Y'all getting caught up in the YN part, but I don't care what the age is. If you have that in your blood and that's what you bred to be ruthless, we're going to need to match up ruthless with motherfucking ruthless at some point. You keep on thinking of by and we're gonna fix it through this crooked administration. We're not. I mean, it's probably, it don't sound good. It don't sound like the right thing to do. But at some point, we're gonna have to get tired of being sick and tired and meet ruthless with ruthless. Point blank, period.
And that's the point. Everybody criticized, but nobody said God, right? Nobody said God at all.
Yeah, listen.
And then he demonized the ski mask, but he ain't say nothing about the triple K hoodies. He ain't say nothing about the black mask that they wearing or the tiki torches that they carrying. He ain't say nothing about all the other HATE groups that are going around that are actually unified and wearing their costume or whatever you want to call it, their uniform at that. But you demonize your own because they're wearing ski masks collectively. They are actually willing to mobilize.
We're not organized.
All they need is a little guidance.
Hold on, y'all. Can y'all not hear me? It's microphone. I mean,
Your service is nervous. Your service is nervous, Corey. I think we have to get organized.
Peaches. Go ahead, y'all. Why y'all quiet now? Y'all just fighting to talk.
We're waiting for Corey to respond, but
he's nervous.
When I was
gonna say this right quick. I'm gonna say this right quick. Like, I understand what John talking about, but I'm like this. And I said it yesterday. I'm sick of y'all using these negative connotations and terms to speak upon our community. Like, the YNs are criminals, but you got young freedom fighters that's out here like Snick, back in the day that had King back. Snick was the group in the movement that fought for King. Went out there like Snick. King would tell Snick, hey, we can go here and take care of this goddamn state trooper. King was like, hey, calm down. We're not gonna do that right now. Snick was the soldier arm of the movement. But they were educated. They had jobs. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? We got those young people now. We got young people that's creating jobs, creating computer companies in their 20s. Like South Carolina elected some of the youngest black judges in the nation, and they doing great jobs down there in some of them counties. You know, those are the young black men and women that's fighting the good fight and that's being different. So stop adopting these negative terms to represent our community. We know who's the problem, and we know what young people fighting to build upon the community. So if you're gonna reference history, reference it right. Snick was a warrior arm for King, and they were educated. They were going to college. Majority was going to college and had jobs.
Well, boss man, with any type of
hold on.
Try to organize it on a physical point, they kill us automatically.
Y'all gotta understand, right? They made that stand your ground in all these states to combat anything a black man does. They felt like they had to give the white man an advantage. The open carry. They know most of us black folks have records and we can't carry. They did it to give a disadvantage. Y'all talking about having YNs run around and do what? You ain't combating shit if you ain't fighting fair. God damn, this is a fight that's fought in public, first off. Like, let's be real. All this is being fought in public spaces. It ain't gonna be fair. That means you just gonna have a Wild Wild West show. If y'all ready for that, guess what? It gonna take a lot of y'all to purchase a lot of pew-pew. You don't own no gun manufacturers. You don't own none of that. Guess what? You ain't ready to put that. Where's the knowledge behind any of this? Y'all ain't putting it in the hands. Y'all ain't building them, creating them. Y'all ain't doing none of that. Instead of just trying to straighten your community first, stay out of theirs, y'all rather just go to listen to Dr. John and all y'all agreeing. That man ain't no goddamn doctor, y'all. He's a professional troll. Y'all some idiots.
Corey, ain't that dude that came in your life?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
He's a
The YT, so the YT people, they're going out. They're going out and
B-Ray, I was still talking.
you're on a diatribe, though.
He came in here and said something, and you got somebody like B-Ray ready to jump on board and say, that's what we need to do. Force with force.
Sir, you gonna let somebody else speak, especially if you're gonna speak on me.
You don't even know what the force is.
Hold on, hear me out. There are YT people that are teaching and training their children right now as we speak, and they're ready. They're getting ready. We're behind the 8 ball. We don't even have our fucking families prepared. They're teaching they're taking their kids to the pew range.
The problem with that is this.
I listen to
real fast. I listen to you because that's why it's a real clear question.
Hold on, man of class. Diamond, what you say?
B-Ray, you call a violation 100 per TikTok, so you gotta stay down for 10 minutes and then come back up.
The problem is this: who's willing to lose their sons? Who's like to this? Like who's like you? I heard that's some really clear questions. And I was calling them soldiers for a reason, because soldiers are they're meant to, we put them in positions to die. Are you a father? Doc, are you a father?
I am a father. I am. Well, first off.
So are you willing to allow your child to go to take that position that you're saying? Because that's what's going to happen. Our kids are going to die.
Again, I want to be clear with you.
Unalive. Sorry.
I want to be clear with you, MOC. At the rate of this country and what's going on, you don't need to worry about your kids. You are going to unalive, and you won't be doing nothing wrong. Eventually, I think with certain black folks and tribes, whatever y'all wanted to classify yourself as, y'all are going to have to wait until the shit gets so bad that you have to make a decision. Me sacrificing my child, I would hope I wouldn't have to, but if my child has to defend themselves, I'm going to tell them to do the same thing Carmelo did. What are you talking about? The problem is y'all have been mentally placed in a box to where you believe that the law is going to be on your side, that these people are here to help and train, and you can pay for a lawyer, spend your house, lean on a house to pay for a lawyer. None of that shit is going to work.
Carmelo wasn't a YN.
White folks aren't playing by the same game anymore. They don't respect their own constitution or their laws, federally or statewide. They have a whole video showing that this man was innocent. They have another video. They have another case where a brother was putting water back and was pew-pewed in the back. What state you get pew-pewed in the back and you get to get off on self?
That issue is something. That's how they tried to. They only charged him. They tried to charge him with murder and not manslaughter. Right.
Look, all right.
Regardless, what I'm saying is this: if they not gonna play by their own rules, why are we?
That boy was a YN. Even in that case, that boy was a YN because he's 14 with a pew pew.
Yeah.
That was a YN. What happened? So you arguing a fight that ain't even right.
You know they chased him. They chased him.
No, he should have been busting at the store owner. He's 14 with a pew pew. The legal age is 21.
So YNs, he was a YN. YNs aren't inherently. You see, that's the problem. You keep demonizing. You keep demonizing people.
Right.
You keep demonizing your own instead of listening. Look.
Hold on. Wasn't that boy with a pew pew who got shot in the back?
Look, so he was chased 100. He was chased 100 yards. He was
couldn't
chased.
Even think straight to bust at them before they bust at him. So now you YNs.
Oh, you a troll.
Even mentally
I just realized this man tried to come up here and belittle. He tried to come up here, belittle me, challenge my credentials, and call me a troll.
Right. I challenge your thought process.
No, I challenge your coward ass.
Stay on point.
So to what Corey just said about him being a YN, I get why he said that. But by your logic, hold on, Corey, hold on. By your logic, the other YNs in that area should have been on top of that from the get-go. It should have never even went to trial. By your very logic, those YNs should have never even went to trial because that man should have been gone.
See, y'all are confusing. Y'all are confusing.
That happened in 2023. Okay. That happened in 2023. We are now in 2026, 3 years later, and that man is still walking the streets.
First off, the man left. Hey, so first off, you guys get these other races. I'm not gonna be able to respond to anybody.
I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Where were the YNs then?
Go ahead,
So just so you are aware, that man left. That man and his family evacuated that location. So don't think people aren't trying to retaliate, first one. The second thing is he sold that store for millions of dollars to an Arab.
Why didn't the YN bust
out of nowhere? Is y'all gonna let me speak or is y'all gonna keep criticizing?
Are y'all well? Are y'all okay? Are y'all well?
These folks are cowards on this app.
I'm talking to you as well.
Hold on 1 second.
These folks are cowards, man.
Hold on 1 second. If y'all gonna ask Dr. John a question, y'all gotta hear him out to respond.
But they're not doing that. They don't want to have a conversation because they won't ever put themselves in their shoes. One man challenged if I put my kid online. My kids are trained. First, I have a daughter. My kid is trained. Hey, defend yourself at all costs, even if the law at your side. I'd rather you spend your time wherever than actually be unalive. The fact that you think that you have a chance is what's the problem. Y'all have been programmed to believe that this American society works for us, and it does not. They've shown us this time and time again. Nobody is never coming to help us. Nobody is not going to show us love. If you look at look, I'm not the type of person. Look, brother,
because he just talking.
Man, I live by this shit. He's a troll. He been hollering. He ain't let me finish. He been talking for 20 minutes straight now.
You been
talking for 20 minutes straight now.
The rest of us get in because I just want to make sure I make my point.
He been talking for 20 minutes.
Hey,
Because
I'm
you giving this broad term of a YN. What is a YN? Would you consider a
I,
14-year-old with a PQ a YN? Yes or
He
no?
answered that,
That's a
Corey.
yes or
Corey,
no
he already
question.
answered that. Corey, he already
No, he
answered that.
did.
So just
I've already
yes, he
answered
did
it so
give his
many times. He
definition
keep just
yes,
running
he
the
did.
conversation. Hey, he's a part of the problem because we can't get nowhere in the conversation because he keeps
Because you
interrupting
up
and
here
he keeps
trolling these
screaming into the
people.
mic, not saying nothing with
You
any
up here
substance.
trolling these people with this rage
Brother, I
baiting
don't
shit.
troll. You can go to my page and see I really live by this shit. The last video on my page talks about all the injustices that's going on in our community. You are the age of the chaos. You are the coon.
You up here
You are
trolling
the
people.
demon that's sent to destroy us.
Speak
Literally, I
speak
live.
All right,
to
well, I'm going to
speak to
drop
the
down.
problem.
This diffusion drop. Give me a headache.
yeah,
I'm
this is
dropping down.
can I just
Yeah,
say
this
my
not
point and then call it a fucking day?
productive.
Yeah, not at all. I don't know. I know a lot of people are upset and angry, but I think y'all have lost the fucking plot. The fact that we're over here calling a 14-year-old child a YN who actually did not have a pew-pew on his head is crazy. Also, the fact that we're over here calling our youth a YN, which is a white supremacy term that was used to dehumanize the youth towards actually making strides, is crazy. Also, the fact that I don't know, like you guys have this false equivalency that we have a black Jesus that's gonna come and save us, and I think it's because of the white supremacy religion that was actually pushed against us. First of all, as much as the youth has done a lot of strides in this country, does not mean that they're actually going to come and save us. Instead of us here after this verdict that was actually put in place, a first-time convicted, I'm gonna say a first-time offender was actually was given 35 years with a predominantly white jury that was actually not even. I don't even understand what really just happened here. Instead of us actually having conversations about how we as the black community can come together and make tribes or have conversations about this, we're over here discussing.
Who was that for, babe?
Thank you, Sunflower.
We're over here discussing about who's a YN and who's not a YN and how the YNs are going to YN, and it doesn't make sense. I think that instead of us trying to feel like, instead of us thinking that a black Jesus is going to come save us, I think we need to have a conversation how all of us can mend our posts and actually have conversations about resources that we can share with each other.
And that was
That's
the
what
point
I
I was
believe.
trying to make. And that was the point I was trying to make. And when I gave them the solution of who's going to be the soldiers, they demonized that, but came with no solutions because it's not their generation that's going to do it.
But I feel like you calling our generation the YN generation is actually also problematic because
It's
why
the
are you
best
using
way.
it?
It's the best way to characterize y'all as a whole
No,
to get
I
the
think that's
conversation through.
that title was actually given to us by a white supremacist person. So you also calling
I'm gonna
us
look
the
that
YN
up.
crew.
I'm gonna look that up because based on my
Can you
research,
please?
that title
Yeah,
was given
because
to them by a rapper. But I'm gonna look it up to see if
Well,
it's true
I
what you're
just
saying.
I want to
But then,
add
and
some things.
that rapper that gave us that title was also a person who
I want to make sure
participated.
we speaking facts up here.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. The person who actually gave us a title also participated in white supremacy tactics.
No.
That's
You
why I'm
said
saying
white people gave the name. I thought it was a black
no.
rapper.
I never
his
said white
name.
people gave the name. I said white supremacist.
It wasn't a white supremacist.
name.
It was a rapper that came up with the name. But the fact that we can't name ourselves and we got to give white people this false power and
I never said a white person. I said the person who gave us the name came from a white supremacist ideology. The person who was out here calling the youth YNs because they were making strife has a white supremacy mindset. And that's what I'm telling you. And as a person of a member of the youth, it's kind of offensive. That's what I'm explaining to you. I don't understand why we're having a back and forth about that. If you are saying something about my generation and I'm telling you that's
so
offensive,
we're having a conversation, right?
I'm sorry. I know you hear me talking, so there's no
If
way
we having
you
a
having
conversation,
with
right?
me. Yes,
If we
but
having
you're
a conversation,
Oh,
right?
Lord.
And you say, hey, I got to categorize this group. And I say, this is the group that we're talking about. And you get up here, instead of contributing or taking away from the conversation, you say, we shouldn't be calling them that. How about instead of saying, hey, instead of calling them YNs, this is the name that we should be calling this group of young black Americans. What should we call them, man?
We should call them children who don't respect authority.
That's not what we can do, though.
They are children who don't respect authority.
I mean, the fact that I have to tell you what
And
to call
often
our
have-
children
and often
is kind
have
of crazy
weapons,
to us.
so
You call them the youth, which is what they have been being called. We have been called the youth. We're
But I
not
think
YNs.
YNs is a different
Just call us
category
the
of
youth. That is what we have
All
been
the
called. Y'all have been calling us the youth all of a
Children.
sudden.
We're not
With no
calling the
respect for
youth.
authority.
Every YN is
Hold
not
on,
the
Dr.
youth.
John. Dr. John, I'm not talking to you. So QL, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with that 100%. I don't like it when we call every young black person a YN, but some young black people are YNs, if you understand what I'm saying. There's a difference.
Even if some of, okay, at the end of the day, some of our older generation do fucked up
And
things
again,
as
young
well.
lady,
That does
give
not
them a
mean that you
name.
can't
You're cutting me out.
For the
cooperate.
sake of conversation, instead of coming up here arguing,
Y'all can
give the
have
group
it.
a
Y'all
name.
got it. I'm
No,
with
give
it.
the group. No, don't say we got it because you in the corner. Give the group a
No,
name, man.
I'm not in a corner about nothing because the fact
Well,
that we're
give the
having a
group a name,
conversation
man.
about a name, I told
Give
you
the
Call
group
them
a name, man.
disrespectful
has
young
been the name
people.
that we've been called. So why all of the fucking are you changing it? We have
No,
always been called a
YNs
youth.
aren't
We
the
have
youth.
always been
YNs
called
is
a
a group
youth.
of the youth.
We have always
All
been
youth
called
is
a
not
youth. So why
YNs,
all of a
man.
sudden
Give the
are you
group a name,
adapting
man.
a white supremacy word
It's
that was used to
crazy. It's
disrespect us?
crazy.
We have been called a youth. So what changed it now? Why are you calling us YNs all of a sudden? Just like we have the
not
old
all
heads.
the youth are
We have the
YNs,
old
man.
heads. We've been calling them the
Oh my
old heads. So
God.
what's the change now? All of a sudden you want to call us YNs?
Can I
And
build
all
a
I
bridge
told you was that
here?
it's disrespectful. The fuck
Can
is
I
you
build a
talking
bridge
about?
So
here?
again,
Because I
instead of
think we're
coming up here
getting hold on.
fighting,
I think we're getting caught up on the
Girl.
term that he
exactly.
You want
used.
to troll.
That's exactly
You
what she
got
came
it.
up here to
Hold
argue
on,
with.
wait, hold on.
I'm not here to argue
Because
with you. You don't want to argue with yourself. All I
let's
told you was that the words that you used was
okay,
disrespectful.
let's
And
create a bridge here.
instead of you changing that word, you're proceeding to double down on calling us a
I'm not doubling
disrespectful
down.
ass
I
term.
asked you to
Okay,
give us a
It's
wait,
term.
weird.
y'all, listen, let's create a bridge here. They don't like the term YN, so we can clearly use the term ruthless people of all ages in our community. We're gonna need them. Whoever ruthless from whatever age range. If
So
you
you
have
think
it
the
in your
term
blood
calling
to
somebody
be
ruthless is just as bad as saying
okay,
YN?
well, whatever, however it goes, but I'm saying having that in their blood to match ruthless with ruthless and not give a damn about it because not everybody is cut from that
Corey
cloth.
said your
Trouble youth,
CA is
maybe.
down, Diamond.
Look,
Not
look,
everyone is cut
look.
from that cloth, just like I've
People
been
aren't
saying
coming
for
up here.
years.
People aren't
Go
coming
ahead.
up here to come up with solutions. They're coming up here to criticize because they can't actually contribute to the topic that's being had. So they're
I
gonna
would like to
nitpick. They're gonna
contribute.
nitpick throughout this
Somebody's not
conversation
criticizing
until
you.
we get to a solution, right? Has anybody
Everybody's
come
not
up here?
criticizing you.
I
Everybody,
mean, I
just because
think the
they don't
problem
agree
is
with you
that
does not mean that they're criticizing you. They
They're
just don't
not
agree with you.
criticizing. They're criticizing the things I'm saying. What I'm telling you is this: what are the solutions? I provide a solution. Has anybody else come up here and said, "Hey, maybe we can use this said group, or maybe we can go about it this way"? Instead, they criticize.
Thank you, babe.
And that's the problem with organizing, because everybody don't need to be up here with a voice if they actually can't contribute to the conversation.
Nah, bro, you said that shit right, and I don't see how the fuck you come up here and get mad at you and you have the debate before. You gonna
That's
say
the
why you
problem
call
because
it
I
She
YN?
ain't
literally
gave
came
a
up here
term
and
yet. She
provided
came up here to
Oh
argue
see
with
shit.
how
me
you're
again. Give a
talking?
term,
Everybody
man.
else can't
Lord
talk.
have
The fact that
mercy.
I
Man,
came up here and gave you a solution, and instead
but
of
you,
you actually
What was
taking the
your
solution,
solution, ma'am?
you
but listen,
doubled
you
down on
came
it.
up
The
here,
You
you
asked
comment
me what
came
was
up,
the
section
hold
didn't
on.
next
have
step
no
instead of calling
solution
us
either,
a
ma'am.
YN. Give
Hey,
us the
hey,
youth.
Dr.
I
John,
talked to you
Dr.
about the
John.
resources that we could be sharing amongst each other. I told you about how all of us should be manning our forces together and actually letting people who actually have solution based come up here and tell us what we can do to actually assist. That's what I told you. I told you how we should be sharing resources amongst each other because a lot of us do different things. That's what I told you. But instead, what you wanted to
She
do was
just
come
need
up
to
here and
shut the
combat
fuck
every
up.
single person that came up here to try to give you a different solution because we didn't like the fact that you was calling our generation YNs.
They
Dumbass
is
nigga.
young
What
niggas.
is
They
you talking
is
about?
young niggas. Hell, and
What
you one of them too.
she make it
I
seem
can
like?
tell
She
you
making
one
it
of
seem
them.
like
Oh
I
my
created.
God.
She's making
I
it
can
seem
tell
like
you
I
one of them
created the
young niggas
term.
right there.
The
Hey,
That's
fact
the
that I
listen.
problem
didn't
right
create
there.
the fact that I didn't create the term, and I'm just explaining what a group is being referred to as to move forward in the conversation, and she still is yet to come up to actually make a point. It's ridiculous. This is her third time coming up just to criticize me.
See, this is why we can't get anywhere because we're caught up on the term. We can't even get past the
That's the
term to
point.
get to
Wow.
the meat of what
And
he's
I
trying
think
to
the term
say.
is offensive because it implies that they are throwaways. Like he
Come
said,
on,
okay,
okay, what would be a
this guy
term?
was
What
a,
would be a term?
What would be a term,
hello, I
man? We're
wasn't
gonna get
finishing
caught
my
up at this
sentence.
part.
I'm saying that the throwaway concept of it, the connotations behind it when you say, okay, because he was a YN, he can be shot in the back. I don't think anybody should be shot in the back. If they are fleeing a scene scene, they are no longer a threat, regardless of who they are or what they have,
Say
even
that.
what they've done. You should not be able to be shot in the back and a person get away with that.
You guys
Right.
see,
Now,
Hey,
that's
listen,
what
I
I'm
ain't gonna lie
saying.
to you. Hey,
He
listen, I ain't
didn't
gonna lie
say
to
that.
you.
Hold on, Lil Mark. He
Hey,
didn't
Lil Mark, I
say
followed you, bro.
that was not That was not what he said as far as YNs. Like I said earlier, I agree with you that the younger generation and QL, I'm
They
sorry,
were
he not talking
born.
about your
They were
generation.
born to be our
The
warriors.
younger generation are going to be the ones that make a change. But the YNs, the ones that he's saying is ruthless and reckless and don't give a fuck about nothing, that's not it. And he's talking about street individuals, people that partake in street individuals' crimes and things
Have you
like
ever
that.
read? Have you ever read the
Oh, they're
book?
I
gonna
don't
The
play a
think.
Spook?
part.
Why
Have
do
you
you?
ever
They're
read
gonna
the
play a
book?
Why do you
part,
feel the
whether
need to?
y'all
You
like
don't
it or
want
not.
nobody to
Let me know when
disrespect
it's
you.
my turn.
No, no,
Why do
no.
y'all
I'm
feel the
asking
need
a
to keep
serious
cutting me
question.
off?
I'm asking
We
a
can't
serious
hear none of
question.
Why do
y'all.
y'all
Have you
feel
They're
the
ever
gonna
need
read?
play
to
a
keep
part.
cutting me off?
Damn.
I have not
Damn,
been
she didn't even let me
disrespectful or
finish.
rude to any of y'all.
Boy, it sound like Spanish on this
Have you ever
motherfucker.
read a book called The Spook that sat by the door?
Dr. John, why do you feel the need to cut me off when I didn't disrespect you or cut you off? And you
Have
talking
you
about
ever
somebody
read
up
a
here
book?
criticizing.
Have you ever read a book called The
What does
Spook
that
that
have to do
sat?
with anything of what
No.
I'm
Have you ever
saying?
read the book that's The
Have
Spook that
you read a
sat by the
book?
door?
No, we didn't read it. Can
No,
you
I
tell us
haven't.
Y'all
about
But
it?
what
should
does that
read
have to
that
do with
book
you
because it's
cutting me
going
off
on
and
right
being
now.
rude?
This is not
What does that have
something
to do
new.
with you cutting me off and being rude?
Yeah,
Diamond
it's
has
like a
made us all be
prediction.
quiet to give you
Dab,
respect,
let me know
but you're
after
not
you
giving
go
the
so I
respect.
can go. Let me know
That's
after
all.
you go so I can go.
Look, damn. I was trying. Man, let me just get my shit out the way. Y'all, hey.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I think that the issue is we are preparing for a coming war that all of us see coming, and some of us are doing nothing about but talking. The organization has to start in your home. You have to organize first your family or yourself, and then the organization moves out from there. In your community, there are organizations. If you are not connecting with your own community, it's no way you can get on the internet and say, we, whoever your we
Hold
is,
on, True
need to
Queen.
organize.
Hold on, True Queen. Alexa, Alexa, tell us about the book, The Spook by the Door, and what is it? What is it about?
The Spook that sat by the door.
The Spook Who Sat by the Door is a fascinating 1969 novel by Sam Greenlee. It's about Dan Freeman, the first black CIA officer who uses his position to gather intelligence for a revolutionary cause. The story explores themes of race, identity, and revolution within a predominantly white institution.
First people that we get rid of is these coon ass niggas.
Dr. John, if you don't mind if I can talk now.
Okay, that did not help your point. That did not help your point.
Queen, can I go ahead and talk so I can get down? What I would like to say is that the same people that come up here talking about the YNs is scared of young toddlers. I just don't understand why we have to be
Hold on 1 second. Dr. John, honey, they paid to drop you, babe, per Zelle. Sorry, babe. Go ahead, Chastity.
We living in a society that's really not built for us anyway. It never was. And even in the Constitution, they put us as almost unhuman to them. Because you have to understand, there's two different things. There's a human, and then there's a human being. Y'all need to find out what the difference that is before we wind up reading a book about the spooks sitting by the door, which we've always been scared of white people. So why are we reading that book? Then on top of that, we're creating a culture within ourselves. You have to create a culture from your house. And if your culture ain't from your house, it's not going to be displayed on the streets. If you can't control your house, you can't control the streets. Because that's what you're putting out in the streets is from your house. We as black people need to stand together, not for just our house. We have to stand together for our community. That's why I tell you that I blame the churches. Because that's the first non-taxable vehicle that we have. Because whatever we display in public, in private, we have to display that in public. And those, even our black churches don't support us. It wasn't not one pastor at that boy's thing. Not one. I ain't see one stand up and say this is wrong, morally wrong, Christian wrong, none of it. I ain't see nobody out there stand up holding signs from the church. I didn't see nobody out there standing upside. Don't you see that this is democracy going on right now? This was something put out there just like that George Floyd event. If you don't think that was, why as many people get beat up by the police, why was George Floyd the only one filmed? They're trying to start a race war. I'm with Kevin on that one. They really is. They're trying to make you wake up so that they can lock y'all ass up. The best thing for you to do is be quiet, move in silence, and do what you need to do at home so it don't apply to the streets. We need to start looking at our children again. That boy at that grocery store, that boy been going to the grocery store all that time. Why is it that particular day? Why he had already sold that gas station before that even happened?
Why is all this going on? And then the next week, a boy that was trying to protect himself get locked up, and the man that shot a boy in the back. This boy is running away from you and shot him in. How can I have a gun at you and I'm running away from you? See, we not thinking. See, this is a setup. Y'all ain't looking at the setup. But for y'all to get set out. They trying to keep him in office, and if everybody's against each other, they know we coming. They know we coming. But if we shut up and move in silence like they doing, getting bunkers and stuff, gathering up food, getting our children together, doing stuff like that, and pay no attention to them, they can't see us. And move. If you gonna buy the stuff, if you gonna stop supporting them, shut up and do it. Stop. Just stop. You don't have to warn nobody on doing that, because that's the problem. Black people wear they money on their body. Put your money on your brain. See what you can do for yourself. Move like you're supposed to move. Because you know what? If somebody was really rich, you wouldn't see them. You wouldn't see them because they're not wearing the clothes. I don't see Jordan with Jordan's on. We got them on. We wear them. We don't spend our money. Spend your money on educating your kids. Spend your money on educating your kids. I'm not talking to somebody who can't pay $62 in child support. I'm talking to real people out here with real problems and real children going to real graveyards.
That's right. I agree.
We will show up. I'm going to say it again. No, don't listen. Don't talk to me. We will show up for the funeral, but won't show up for the future.
Stop putting my motherfucking child in this shit, man. That's your fat ass problem now. Bad built ass.
I agree with you on that.
I don't give a care what you say about my body.
I don't even do that shit, man.
That's
Y'all
your problem.
my fucking kids.
You worry about my body.
Show me $1,000, motherfucker.
You worry about my body.
Show me $1,000. If you show me $1,000, you can't tell me shit.
You don't even got it. Why would I show you?
I can show you right now, nigga. Man, shut the fuck up, nigga. I can show you 10 bands, nigga.
I'm just letting y'all know. You need to start at the house. Start at the house.
Hush puppy built ass, ho.
You right. I'm whatever your mama was.
He caught a violation, y'all. He caught a violation. Lamar, honey, after 10 minutes, you can come back up, and then we can carry on with you, because they paid to mute you. Somebody had said, Lamar, that's a YN right there.
I agree with you on what you said, Chastity, because what's going on in one community is not what's going on in my community. And I have to prepare myself for what's going on in my community. So I think all of us, those of you who are in Georgia, have a whole nother situation than what we have here in Michigan. So you do need to rally your family first. If you and your family don't have a plan, that's where you need to start with a plan. Like, you can't organize with other people until you have organized yourself, started your own planning, figured out what will you contribute when all of us become one. When you and them YNs and them supremacists and them people from other countries are all in survival mode and trying to figure out how we're going to get through the next day. What are you going to do then? That's what you need to be planning for, because the day is coming. You can see it. Everybody can see it. Follow your own spirit. You know, you should know what to do.
I'm gonna say is this: I'm going with the Malcolm X model, not the Martin Luther King. We ain't mad enough, y'all. I'm going with the Malcolm X model. Fuck with all due respect, the peace and the praying and the kumbaya and the by and by.
Well, let me say this, V-Ray. There's a place for everybody, and just let me please be aware. There are organizations. There are organizations. We don't have to yell over.
He was just saying there's a place for everybody, and we're going to need everybody. And y'all think that a certain demographic of people in our community are not going to be able to play a part in this? Y'all are sadly mistaken, because
everybody's going to play a part.
Because it's going to take all of us on in different positions to.
But the good thing is everybody is naturally going to play their part. The people who pray are going to pray. The people who war are going to war. Don't think the YNs are going to have to be trained and organized.
It doesn't have
don't
to
think.
be.
Okay, I'm sorry. The young people, don't think that the Israelites and the Islams and the people who organize for war are going to have to be called to duty. It's gonna naturally unfold. You just got to make sure you have prepared to do your part.
Right. And that's why I didn't see a problem with what Dr. John was saying. We're all going to have to play a part on all different types of levels. in my opinion, he said, well, he used the term YNs, which he kind of categorized a certain demographic of people. But other than that, I'm talking about just the heart, to not be just the heart, to put that willing at all. With I don't give a damn if it costs them their life. They're willing, and everybody is not cut from that fucking cloth. Let's just be.
Right.
Let's keep it a spade. So we're gonna.
I mean,
need
we
those
could
type
call
of
them people who are built for war.
I don't give a damn.
You know, it don't matter
if they're from.
Is this
I
a
don't
conversation
care
or not?
Hear me out. Hear me out. I don't care what age they are, because if we be honest, we have people of all demographic of ages that's cut from that cloth. We're gonna need that as well. So
Can I
I
ask
don't
you a question,
understand why
V-Ray? Can I just ask you a
shot that
question?
man down, and I understood what he was saying.
Okay, that's good. But can I ask you a question? Why is the only hope they ever gave black people was heaven?
I don't think that's true for everybody.
But do that make any sense to you? The only hope we have is when we sleep.
I don't think all black people believe in heaven.
I didn't say what black people believed in. I said, what is the only hope they ever gave us? I didn't ask you what black people believe, because it's a lot of black people don't believe in none of it.
Right.
But what I'm telling you is that's what they gave you. Oh, you'll see a better light in heaven. Do that make any sense to you? But they living their best life right now. Like they riding around and they going on vacations. And then when we start doing it, you know what they start doing? Put more taxes on you. As soon as you get a business, you the highest tax business there is. Soon as you start, now all of a sudden you move into their neighborhood, they got to look into you. What do she actually do? See, the problem is not it's the black people. You're not going to understand it. I want y'all to hear this. It's not them. It's the black people they got watching us.
That's
they still
true.
got them. They still got them enslaved. They still got
Overseers.
them in the house niggas. They still got them. And they're down there. They put them in office to make sure you don't rise, because they know if we rise as a community, they gonna have a problem.
That's that
Harriet Tubman said she could have freed more of the slaves if they knew they were fucking slaves. That whole proximity thing, wanting, they've reached a certain level in their life. They don't want to mess up anything that's going on in their life. They feel like the shit can't start knocking at their front door. But if they don't, what they fail to understand is when this shit continue to spiral out of control and nothing is being done, they think that comfort living that they're living now is gonna be dis-fucking-rupted, and they're gonna be awakened to a rude. They're gonna be have a rude awakening. I'm telling you, this is the part of the problem. We're too comfortable. We're too comfortable.
Too comfortable for what?
Too comfortable to do what we know we need to do. We can sit here until we're blue in the face, right? Because knowing is half the battle. I don't think that our problem in our community is not knowing. We fucking know. The problem is the action part. We just go around through revolving doors talking about what needs to happen and this and that, and action and the shit doesn't happen. And we get outraged for a few months or a few weeks until everything died down and then shit go back to normal and people go back to their regular lives as if nothing hasn't happened. All these lies.
Do you want to know why that is, though, V-Ray? Do you want to know why that is, V-Ray?
Go ahead.
We are expecting civility, and we're expecting something from a country that was never meant for us, and it's never going to be meant for us. The fastest that you teach your black children that there is a America for white people and there's America for black people. There's a justice system for black people. There's a justice system for white people. The laws do not apply to everyone. To the young man that was up here and comparing the Black Panther Party to YNs, The Black Panther Party, they followed the letter they followed the law to the letter. It's just that they didn't like the fact that they were following the law. It was not against the law for them to carry, to open carry, to have the type of weapons that they had. They followed the law to the letter. So we are expecting something from a country that's not meant for us. And I'm not saying we just need to accept it and kowtow. I know what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to leave, get the fuck up out of here, because this is not the place for us to be. This is bullshit. And I think we've been dealing with this for hundreds of years, because we're expecting something from these motherfuckers that they'll never give us. And that is a sense or an inkling of civility.
Keith, a lot of people don't understand what the sacrifice need to be made to change, right? And I'm gonna speak this into existence, right? If every Negro stopped working right now for just a week, let's just do it for a week, nationwide, worldwide, hit their pockets, stop going to work. Ain't nobody willing to make that sacrifice though. That's how you
make that sacrifice because ain't nobody willing to make it.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, wait 1 second. 1 second. Now hold on. Now hear me out.
It's not working.
I'm with Boo Diddum on that one. And I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Your service nervous. We can't hear you.
It was sacrifice. When I said sacrifice first, understand what sacrifice means to you. And when you hit their pockets, you gotta hit their pockets hard. That's how you're able to put demands on the table. War not gonna be able to put demands on the table. Hitting their pockets.
I think it depends on what job you got though.
No, I hear what Boo Diddum is saying is that the only thing that this country understands, because we live in a capitalistic society, the only thing this country understands is money. Money. That's the only thing they understand. We have almost a $2 trillion buying power. Black people, they know we spend. They know we keep the economy going. But we are not willing to sacrifice the Louis, sacrifice the Nikes, sacrifice the dining out, sacrifice the Instagram post because we want to look like we living nice. We don't want to sacrifice the nails, the hair, the haircuts, anything. We don't want to sacrifice those things. Our buying power is where our power is.
Okay.
It is.
So this is another nigga that done put me up on the string because he like big women.
And
why don't you show the video? Why don't you show the whole video? See, this is what I'm talking about him and Corey. They love to look at a woman's ass. They love to look at it. Yeah, I look just like that. That's what I look like. Are you afraid of what you look like?
I love me somebody in some yellow.
Why don't you play the video?
I know, that's a pretty dress.
Okay.
I love some yellow.
Y'all not used to big women. I don't understand. The fat shame. Y'all still shaming in 2026?
Hold on,
let me do my 10 minutes, babe.
I don't see nothing wrong with that picture. I like it.
Hold on, y'all. He gotta stay on mute. Go ahead and mute up, Lamar. He gotta do his time, y'all. Go ahead.
So I just think that sacrifice, if that sacrifice was made, that would bring unity. Like everybody's so selfish, right? Everybody in the comments, what about my light bill? What about my food? No, when we make that complete sacrifice as a whole, it's gonna bring unity with the community. You gotta help each other out. You can't leave nobody hungry, leave nobody starving. So whatever we got right now. We gotta just help each other out to make a change and be able to put demands on the table.
I'm so funny, Keith. If you could just politely unmute your mic for me. It's because I came up here and I said that we need, instead of going back, no, Keith. I said instead of us going back and forth, we need to have a conversation about solution-based conversations, and we need to share amongst resources about what we can do right now physically to assist that youth and us as Black people. There's a lot of us who have a lot of power and have a lot of positions and we have things that we are not aware of, we can all sit up here and actually have solution-based conversation. Do you know these coon-ass niggas in the comments decide to call me 30 years old because they want to sit up here and listen to a Trump supporter call our youth the YN and told y'all that we need to sacrifice our young generation because a quote-unquote, y'all have this ideology that we have some black Jesus that's coming to save us. When I tell y'all we need to all come together and mend our own fences and stop thinking that somebody's out here going to come save us.
I heard that.
But you know
and
what? I'm the problem. I'm the dummy.
I
Because
heard that.
you have 60 and 50-year-old people who ain't never did shit in their life but want to sacrifice our young generation because, you know what? I'm going to get the fuck up out of here.
And y'all say I must be on my mind, but y'all got to understand what the word sacrifice mean. And change is uncomfortable. In order to put demands on the table to these YT people, you got to hit them where it hurt, and that's their pockets. You got to shut down the country. And then they're going to say, damn, why these Negroes ain't going to work? This why we ain't going to work. We want this, we want that.
I have a question, y'all, and this is just an analogy. Is the arm more important than the feet? Is the fingers more important than the knees? Like
Yep. No.
Yes.
Depends on who you
Yes.
asking.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. And
Yes.
tell me.
There are different body parts that are more important than others. Because guess what? You can still
Vital.
live your life without your toes, but you can't live your life without your brain.
Okay,
Right?
no, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the organs.
You can still
I'm
move
not
around.
talking
You
about
can
the
still
organs. Hold
you
on,
can
I'm not
still
talking
move
about the
around the world.
organs.
You can still move around. Wait, so you can still move around the world without your toes, but if you ain't got no eyes, that's real bad.
Okay, but T, check me out. Okay, so first, and respectfully, I'm not talking about the organs. I'm talking about the external body parts, fingers, arms, legs. Is any of those external body parts more important than the other? Or
I
do
think
they
it depends
all
on who you're
have
talking to.
have their unique purposes?
Yes, they
Could
are all unique and all valuable.
all right, that's
I
all.
think it depends on
Some
who you're
body
talking
parts are
to.
literally more important than others. What the hell?
Thank you.
I think
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
That's all I'm
I do
saying.
think this
Like
thing though.
you can take my toes, but don't take my fingers.
You
Right.
can
I want to
literally
say this
live
one thing though.
without a hand. You can't live without a head.
Okay, so it's
I
subjective.
just want to say, let me say
It's
one thing,
subjective.
V-Ray, real quick.
Let me finish. Can I
Just
finish
let
my
me get
point?
this in, V-Ray,
Oh
please,
God, I want to
please.
finish my
Then you
point.
can take off. Okay,
She
because I'm
thought
a
she
land.
ate with that.
Okay, let me say
I was
this.
confused, Key.
I do
I was
understand the
confused.
idea.
Y'all wouldn't let me
I
finish.
do understand the idea that this generation appears to be built for war. They are prepared for whatever is coming to them. And of course, we all are. You were built for what you're enduring right now, right? We all were raised in what is preparing us for our future. And I think that term and the whole mindset of, okay, they like to fight. They got a ton of guns. They always fighting. They are gearing up for something just naturally. So I think that they are a part of this process. You know, I think that when it's time and this thing comes to a head, some of the first people that's going to hit the streets are the ones with the most weaponry.
Okay, so I
Because
want to.
that makes
So
sense.
speaking about what Keith said.
Can I hold on?
Keith
Can
spoke. Hold
I
on,
finish?
V-Ray. Let me get this out
Wait,
1 second,
I
V-Ray.
wanted to finish my point. Can I please finish my point? I said all that to say this. There's no big I's or little U's when we work collectively, knowing our place, knowing what our gifts, our strengths are, working in unison at the same time. There's no part more valuable than the other. Okay, every part, every level plays a part for the end goal. That's my whole point that I wanted to make, right? But we got caught up in the subjective or what people, but
All
that's
right.
the point I wanted to make. Okay,
Let me say this because y'all done ran on to y'all. So I know what y'all saying. I hear what y'all saying. Sacrifice the youth and let's stop, going to work. So
that's
I'll see y'all. Hold on, Veer. I ain't interrupt you.
So I'll see y'all at work tomorrow, right? Y'all gonna still pay y'all rent, right?
It's going to work
Because
tomorrow.
here's hold on with them. Because here's my problem with that. That's unrealistic. If listen, let me tell you this. If all 887 people of y'all and the people on this panel, y'all stop paying y'all rent and stop all that, I'll give one of y'all my car. But it's not going to happen because that's a very unrealistic goal so fast. I think we get caught up in the solution, which we understand the solution, but we're jumping up to do these big ass things, and we haven't even tackled small things.
So Tack, that's what niggas should stop doing.
Hold on, Buddha, because Buddha, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Let me just slide this in
but I'm
before you
saying
finish. That's
it's
what niggas
very
should stop doing, though.
unrealistic
Niggas
to
should
ask
stop complaining if
everybody
they
to
not gonna do
just
shit.
stop paying their rent. It's very unrealistic to tell everybody to just stop going to work. Because at the end of this conversation, y'all are all going to go to work. Some of y'all are at work right now. I'm at work, and y'all going to go to work tomorrow. That's the problem. These are just overinflated conversations with overinflated solutions that we're not going to do. Instead of doing that, why don't we give small, achievable solutions and then work our way up to where these things that we're saying aren't so big? Like, why don't we start shopping black? Why don't we, move our money into black owned bank accounts or move them out of bank accounts, period, whatever. Why do we always give big ass solutions when we can't even come up here and have a conversation without interrupting each other? That's the whole overachieve and over exaggerating shit I be talking about.
The thing with shopping black is no matter if you're a business owner, if you're a business owner or not, guess who you still work for? The corporation of America. So no matter if you own a business, guess who you still paying? You still paying the YT man no matter what.
Keith, are you at work right now? Corey, you going to work?
So it's just safe to say
we can all. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm saying we're saying this, but it's on deaf ears because once again, we're all still going to work. Y'all gonna go to Walmart. Y'all gonna go to Target. Y'all gonna say
Ty is right. Ty is right though.
These are over
That's all I'm gonna say to you though, Ty.
To
so niggas shouldn't keep complaining about shit if y'all ain't wouldn't have changed shit. Stop fucking complaining and crying.
Because at the point in time, we're just blowing smoke up each other's ears. Because once again, we're saying these things and we're not doing them, and then we're having these conversations full circle. Why don't we do small, achievable things to do? Once again, why don't you just go shop black? Why don't you just move your money out of a why don't you start going to your local elections? Why don't you go downtown? Why don't you go look at some land and stuff like that? You're telling everybody to stop paying rent today. Nobody's gonna do that. I promise you nobody's gonna do that. Stop paying your bills. Stop going to work. It sounds great. It sounds fabulous. But nobody's going to do that. There's other small little things that we can do that are reasonable, that are more digestible to the person. Because once again, this message can't fit everybody because all of us aren't in the same line financially. Some of these people in this live are living day to day. So them not going to work, that's what's
called unity, bro. If we were to do this as a collective universally, that means we had to help each other out. That don't mean you let a motherfucker fall and sink on their fucking face. You feel what I'm saying?
Never disagree with that, Buddhism.
Hold on, Ty. Let me finish. Hold on, Ty.
I disagree with you, Buddhism.
So when you sacrifice something so motherfucking big, you gotta have some cushion behind it. You gotta understand what this sacrifice is meaning. So what you telling us right now, all this naysaying shit, we might well stop complaining. We might well stop fucking complaining about anything. Keep on being fucking slaves to this shit.
But once again,
Ty, hold on, Ty. Let me hold on, Ty.
If y'all don't go to work tomorrow, I'm holding y'all accountable. If y'all go to work tomorrow, I'm holding y'all accountable.
Ty, let me explain something to you. With a work situation, it'll just take one day. It'll just take one day for everybody to call in. I don't care if you put in early for vacation time, sick time, and you got to move in silence about it. It got to be a black thing done on the internet because that's the way we're going to reach each other, state to state, city to city. It has to be a thing. And we got to just pick a date and let that day circulate. And people need to put in now. Like, shit, if everybody want to say, let's take off, like, maybe first day of November. and stuff like that. It has to be something that's circulated now. And every black person need to put in a vacation day, put in a sick day, or whatever the case may be. You don't know you're gonna be sick on November 1st. Well, I'm gonna be sick. Fuck that.
So Corey, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But who's going to follow it through? Who's going to follow it through?
I just had a question.
I will.
First of all, Corey, everybody, what is one day gonna do? One day ain't shit.
It'll hurt the financial workforce, Diamond. If staff is not up to par to handle so many customers, it will back up the system.
Let me tell y'all.
Diamond, you asking, I'm trying to give you an answer. So now, if you put in for a sick day or vacation day, you're taking money out of their pocket because they have to pay you for that day you're not going to work. So it does hurt them.
That does. Everybody don't get paid for not going to Corey. Everybody don't get paid for not going to work.
Right.
Well, that's realistic. Hold on.
Thank you,
A lot of people don't get fired.
Realistic. Overinflated ideas by the same people that aren't doing it. Once again, it's no disrespect to nobody.
I'm
But
sorry.
I've been saying this for years. We're giving advice that we don't fucking take. I said this shit to Potts when he said we shouldn't be paying for water. The same nigga buying water.
But I think that's the problem here, though, and that's the same thing that I have with other men.
Doing it, Ty.
But I think that's the problem, though. Like we're actually giving solution based conversation. Like this is a thing that I that's what I told that man when I came up here. But y'all wanted to listen to a man because y'all ain't been kissed behind y'all neck for a goddamn year.
Oh
so
my
anything
God.
that man said,
Go
y'all
ahead,
want to nod
Auntie.
y'all head. But I think that's what I was trying to tell y'all. Y'all trying to put all y'all eggs in one basket. What Buddhism said wasn't wrong. There's a lot of us here that can afford not going to work. That solution should not be dismissed because, oh, well, some of y'all going to work, da 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 da. We've been talking about the medical racism in America for such a long time. We have doctors, nurses, everybody in our community, but no one has came together and actually built a hospital for us or a solution base for us. Every time somebody gives a solution, y'all just dismiss it as making it seem like that doesn't make sense. And it's like we can all sit here and give solutions, and some of us can do it, and the ones who can't do it, we find another solution. And that's what I was trying to tell that coon that was up here who was telling y'all to sacrifice just our youth. And it's like, well, we have another generation that's here. Yes, the fact that we're over here, y'all are okay with us saying that we have a generation that is built for war is crazy, while they may be built for war. Okay, got it. But we have a generation that's built off analytics and smartness as well.
Right.
We have lawyers in our generation. So if we have a generation that's built for youth, why don't we talk about what the generation that has lawyers or do criminal cases that, okay, if this happens, this is what we're gonna do. If we have people who work in healthcare, why don't we actually have conversations about, okay, like if we're quote unquote going to war, this is how you stop bleeding. This is how you do XYZ. No, I think that's the problem, is that y'all think that one person is gonna come and have the whole base solution for all of us and it's gonna save all of us. Every single party here can sit and have a conversation and have a solution based, and either you're gonna do it or you find the next person that you listen to and you follow that solution as well.
We gotta work
Work
your way up to these solutions.
Y'all gotta realize, as QL just brought up a point, if y'all call in one day, imagine how many nurses work in a hospital. 3 shifts almost, 2-3 shifts. It'll hurt they fucking system. And it's a lot of black nurses, a lot of black doctors that are there. Guess what? All these white people will have to go to work. Y'all will put them, yes, they gotta pay you for your time off, plus pay the people that come in and replace your motherfucking ass at the same time. That's just the hospital sector. Imagine the fast food sector that all these Negroes work. Yes, I understand a lot of people can't afford to take one day off, Diamond. Well, guess what? The same way the black community raised $40 million for goddamn Kamala Harris election campaign, why we can't raise this goddamn shit for a goddamn national boycott? Like, let's be realistic.
I'm not saying
it's a good idea to do it by sector.
You're not wrong in what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, especially if you organize it by sector.
Can you help somebody that make $100 a day at a goddamn fast food restaurant? Can you donate $100? Because I donate $100. That'll help one person.
So what Diamond was saying was, Diamond was saying this. Diamond
But
was
y'all
saying
gotta
to
be
you,
realistic.
hold on,
You gotta start small.
Hold on, Ty. Let me talk. Diamond was saying one day ain't gonna mean shit. That's why I projected it to a week of off work. One day, that shit gonna go by so fast. But I understand where you coming from. But that one day ain't gonna be a big enough impact, bro. Motherfuckers gotta. So when you understand the word sacrifice,
Yes, it will. Because what that one day will show them we serious about this shit. That's when the
But
tables open up.
y'all aren't gonna do it though.
30 million black people in
That's
this,
the point.
if 30 million black people in this country right now, because we got like 50 million black people, but that's not counting the youth, the people that don't work. If 30 million people that got jobs, 30 million black people took off in one day, I bet they'll open up them goddamn tables. I bet they'll
On
open up them goddamn
Juneteenth, I
tables.
know
We
I
have
already
to
knew.
be
Who going to
realistic
work?
up here
Who
though. We're
going to
trying to
work
give
on
overinflated
Juneteenth?
solutions. And
Say
once
I.
again, people just aren't ready for that. Budidim, you're not wrong, but we have to start off small. Like we got
Who
to
going to
start off
work?
small.
Who going to
Everybody,
work?
30 million people is not going to stop working for a week tomorrow. They're not going to do that. But what can we do now? We can stop shopping with these companies. We can do that today. We can stop going to these restaurants. We can do that today. We can move our money to black bank accounts or move them out of bank accounts, period. We can do that today. But we give these overinflated ideas. It's like telling the kid, like, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut. You're setting the bar too high just for you to fall hard. Set a realistic goal for yourself
Man,
and
your
for
ass stop
Okay,
working for a
everybody.
week.
if
You
Lil
gonna
your
Mark,
be
stop
looking for a
talking to
new
me.
company,
You got
job.
some girl behind
if
your
your
background. Stop
company, if
talking
the
to me. You
company,
weird and your
if
mustache
the
don't
Got
talk.
up
company
here. Can I
that
say
you
something
work
real quick,
for,
V-Ray?
Man, look at your
go ahead,
background
Can I say
picture.
something
Bitch,
real
you got
quick, Mac?
SpongeBob on the back of your shit.
Mark,
You know
Mark,
you
can I
a
say something?
child.
Can I say something real
Yeah.
quick? I've been listening to the panel the whole time, and I want to say this. QL said something about us having our own hospitals, our own this, our own that. Do you all not realize that when we set out to have our own, one example being the black doctor number, where if you wanted to find a black physician, you could call this number in your area, and they'll tell you about the black doctors in your area for you to get a black physician. That entire entity has just come under attack by a white man that's saying that the agency is discriminating because they won't let him in order to treat black people. So anything, and another example is the hedge fund that a black young lady actually started to support and invest in our businesses and ideas. That hedge fund was ruled unconstitutional because a YT man who also has hedge funds that discriminates against black people intentionally came against that hedge fund. The opposition understands our power. They understand our momentum, and everything that we do to set out to say, hey, listen, this is going to be just for us. They take it to the courts, and the courts has been ruling against us every which way. So we have to, again, I understand the employment blackout. I actually think that's a great idea. And it should not be dismissed. However, everybody can't take off from jobs because a lot of folks are working Right.
paycheck to paycheck. And let's just be okay, honest, they have after,
responsibility.
It's
Week to week,
what
day to
Corey
day.
said. Hold
hear
on,
me out.
y'all.
So
It's what
after the
Corey said
ruling,
though. Do you have $200 to help a motherfucker that's actually struggling? Corey said he do. That's what bring unity. When we make a big ass sacrifice, that's called for unification. We have to unify. You can't say, oh, every motherfucker, we took a week off work, so if a motherfucker hungry, you got to sacrifice some of your motherfucking money to feed them people. That's the only way that shit gonna work.
okay, so after the ruling of Carmelo Anthony's him being found guilty, those YT people were pew-pewing in the air like it was a 4th of July in that county. They were celebrating. I mean, I'm talking about like it was the 4th of July. My question is for all of the people, I understand Juneteenth is coming up in 9 days, right? I understand that some people may already have that day off, but for the people who work and that for a company that do not have the day off, are you going to work on Juneteenth? Are you working on Juneteenth?
Let me tell y'all
I'm
something.
personally off for the summer,
Until we
but I want
execute
to.
and put a plan together, like somebody said in the comments, ain't nobody gonna be doing shit. It's all talking points. Now, when it finally get televised nationwide and made a call to do this shit, then we'll see who all gonna do this
Not
shit.
really, Budilla.
Hold on, True Cream. Let me finish,
the
True
people who
Cream.
live in the
Let me tell y'all.
community.
Hold on, True Cream. Let me tell you what won't work though. going to war, like y'all talking about sending a motherfucker to go to war with pew-pews, you're gonna lose that motherfucking battle. You're not gonna win against the government no motherfucking war. Y'all sending people to get unalived, that shit'll never work.
So after we do all this stuff, taking our work, what's the bill we gonna present to Congress for doing all that stuff? Because if we not presenting nothing to Congress for taking our work and doing stuff and making a change or putting something out there, or making a new law for all this stuff, why are you taking our work?
So you hit them in the pockets to be able to put your demands on the table. So we doing this to be able to put demands on the table, to wake their ass up and say, damn, they shut our country down. America is not a country, it's a corporation. So if you shut this motherfucker down, damn, what these people want? That's how you able to put demands on the table. Back pew-pewing and shit, that's not putting demands on the table. They ain't gonna do shit but pew-pew you the fuck up out of here.
Thank you, Boo Diddum. Thank you, Boo Diddum. Thank you for expressing
Oh,
that.
look at the unity. All right, black men coming together. See?
That's motherfuckers speaking, man.
It's already starting.
Act like they can't understand what you saying when you say something. The unification starts right there to show that if we all took off on the same day, we all on the same page, we all want the same thing. If you say 30 million black people took off of work on one day, they gonna say them niggas done woke up.
No, I am behind you too. I'm behind you too. I'm behind you too. The unity has started with Corey and Boo Diddum. The unity has started with them too.
I'm ready to call in.
Okay.
Hey, Dad,
they made a believer out of me.
Let's call it.
We should have we should have a celebration. We should have a celebration.
Piss me out. I'm ready to call in.
We should have a celebration across this country on Juneteenth. I'm talking about a massive celebration where it's sprouting out.
Juneteenth.
It's sprouting out in every state in the U.S. and we should stay in uniform. And I know, understand certain people already have that day off due to it being a federal holiday. But for the ones who work for a corporation who do not have that day off, come on now.
Someone said take off Nike first. I can take off Nike. You ain't saying shit, girl. I got plenty of stuff in my closet from Shein. Fuck is you talking about? I could take Nike off, girl.
Right.
I mean, I cannot buy no more Nike. Can I still wear the Nikes I already got, or do I have to?
Yeah, you can still wear them. No, you can still wear your clothes.
Okay. I cannot buy no more. I can give up buying Nike.
What is you talking about?
I got 3 months off with pay. Come on. What day we need?
See, but
June 19th.
The 3 months off with pay
I only work on that day.
June 19th is a Friday? That's a Friday?
It's a Friday, Diamond.
Now, who should they call when they get fired because they didn't have a day off?
Hold on. Understand this, right? Y'all
I think we should hit them on. I think we should hit them on a Monday.
I agree.
No, damn it. You have to spread this across the nation. Y'all just can't say let's do this June 19th and that shit 2 weeks from now.
I know Shein is someone else. I said that for a reason, but I know Shein is someone else. But I said that for a reason. There's somebody down there hating because I got on a Nike shirt.
Sheen is Asian. Sheen is Asian. We boycotting Asian right now.
Bitch, I got on a Nike shirt.
So Sheen is Asian.
That I motherfucking hoe when it got from the Nike outlet, you bitch.
Oh my God.
Sheen is Asian, damn it.
What happened to the unity?
I ain't gonna lie. I would catch him.
Whoever that was in the comments said.
I would catch him on one of them holidays.
We can take off from work. We can take off from work and still be unity. I ain't got to get along with some of these hoes that take off from work.
Right.
And y'all gotta remember.
Period.
We got a lot of security guards out here. Who gonna guard they goddamn buildings and all this shit if we take off? But y'all just can't say let's do it in a week and a half. Especially when it's never been put out there on the mass wide scale.
Now let me tell y'all something what them folks gonna hit y'all with. Let me tell y'all something. Now they gonna call when folks go to calling in, they gonna call some of y'all and they gonna tell y'all we'll pay y'all double time that day or something. Like y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's a way they gonna come up with once they be like, what the fuck going on? Why all these people calling in for work? So y'all gotta be strong. Y'all gotta be strong.
But that's why I'm saying, Diamond, you gotta do it it can't. If you plan for this in 3 months, right now we in June, so that's like sometime in September. I think Labor Day or one of them days in September. I would catch their ass on the 4 goddamn day weekend, where you got that
Nah, what we
Monday
need to
off or
do,
some
listen,
shit. You
hold
take
on.
that
No, what
Friday
we
off.
need, no,
Fuck
Corey,
their
what we
ass up.
need to do, Corey, we need to do this shit once a month. Don't do this shit talking about one day after 3 months. We're gonna do this shit once a month. Once a month
Okay,
on that.
Diamond. Now y'all going into tapping the pockets of the people who can't afford it. So y'all might have to put
And
in some
that's what
extra
I'm saying.
time.
Like, so that's what I'm
So
saying.
sacrifice.
If we gonna come
But now you
together,
worry about
if we
people who
gonna
can't
come
afford.
together,
Okay.
if we gonna come together,
Hey, Chelsea, it ain't shit for
like
me to
you
give up
said, hold on,
$1,200. I
wait
done
one
done that
second.
shit. I
Okay,
was giving up
so
way more than that.
Corey,
That was
so
get you leave the
Corey,
truck now.
if we go, so Corey, if we gonna come together,
I'm
you
going
know what I'm
back late
saying? That
now.
mean y'all truck drivers got to stand strong with us too. That mean y'all
Right,
don't
I'm with
motherfucking
you.
deliver
I'm
right,
a
with you.
fuck thing.
right, damn it. We stopping. I
Y'all
wouldn't
don't
stop.
deliver shit.
With
Damn it, I
that,
done
I'm
done
with
that. I
y'all.
done done that
I
shit
drive
before.
trucks.
I done done that shit before. It don't bother me. It
And
don't listen. I have enough of money saved up to take off. It don't bother me.
Well, I ain't gonna tell you how much time I got.
So change is gonna be hard, y'all. Change ain't gonna be easy, and that's why I keep on throwing the word sacrifice out there. Change is gonna be motherfucking hard, and if you ain't willing to have no hard times, then you ain't ready for no motherfucking change. Let these people keep doing what the fuck they doing to us. Then
Have y'all ever heard of guerrilla warfare? Because I'm confused. Y'all done gave them the time we're gonna protest, when we gonna protest, how many times we gonna protest, and then you know what? This is why y'all don't listen to the youth, because it does no motherfucking make
Exactly.
no sense. And then Yoshi, she's 100% right, but that's another problem is that we do not know how to move in silence. Every time it's time for us to do something for us, and I'm not talking about Black Wall Street, I'm talking about specifically for us. We like instead of gatekeeping, we share with everybody, and then they know everything that's about to happen. Like, we need to have another means of communication versus an app, aka that's
Amen.
being listened by everybody. But I'm you know what? I'm gonna go.
Like the
They
boom.
they
And
they
it's
gonna
and
have
it's
to
funny
call
and it's
y'all
and
black
she and
asses.
QL is
Let me.
absolutely correct.
So
QL is
hold
absolutely
on.
correct.
Can I say
Yeah,
one
we
thing to
need to.
Red in the comments?
Need
Let
to.
me say one thing to
We
Red.
need to. We need to. Y'all need to have like a Discord or something like the boardroom members do. When the boardroom members
Y'all
do,
black
it only
asses
be
gonna
by.
get fired, and they gonna
Hey,
hire all the Mexicans. Your black asses better take y'all ass to work.
Trump deported them. Trump deported them. So
No,
this
them
would be the
Mexicans
right
still here.
time.
That's legal,
Trump
goddammit.
deported them. This would be the right time. Don't listen. See, that's the coon talk right there.
yeah,
Trump
niggas
Oh
deported them.
need
So
Lord.
guess what? The
any solution
workforce
you
is
come
on
with,
our
niggas gonna go
motherfucking
against
side.
it.
They
Your
need
black
us right
asses
now.
better take your ass to
They
work,
need us.
goddammit.
Yeah, Trump deported them. So guess what? Thank you, Trump. They on our motherfucking side right now.
You hear
The number, the shit
how
is in our motherfucking numbers right now. The ball is
that
in
boy
our
sound
court.
like
Cause
he
guess
just got
what?
off
You
the
can't
plantation?
fill them with immigrants.
Again, Keith. Say that shit
Yeah,
again.
You
see,
know,
he
Q
Then
tried
he
to
sound
come
like
up here. He
y'all
tried to
better
come
get to
up
work.
here and scare y'all point
Y'all
that.
better get there. Nesta gonna sit there and he gonna whip ya.
Right, right.
QL,
Hey, hey,
QL, QL made a great point because if you think about history, whenever our ancestors moved, they used the things that were innate to who we were as a culture, right? And they used the braiding of the hair to show patterns on how to escape. They communicated through drums. They communicated through a number of things. We need to figure out in this day and age how we can communicate amongst one another that is understood by us, regardless of what. Those are the types of things.
Start braiding your hair again. Start putting the plans in there.
They still braid hair, Keith. They still braid hair, but I'm just saying from where we
Put the
are right
map in the
now,
braids.
they gonna put the rap. They gonna put the
if
map
we
to the Underground Railroad
You're
in
not
yeah,
their
if we
hand.
invited. You're
if
not
y'all
invited.
y'all
You're not
laughing,
invited.
y'all
You leaving.
laughing.
We leaving you on the plantation. You
Hey,
gotta
hold
stay.
on.
Oh shit,
I got an idea, right? So
Skywalker, where you at?
Agentas gonna get together and we gonna pick a date, but it's not gonna be that day. It's gonna be like 2 days away. So Agentas gonna spread the information around and stuff like this. But y'all know if we say Friday, it gonna be like no. If we say Wednesday, it gonna be on a Friday. Okay, Agentas gonna do it like that. All right. Can y'all follow that? Can y'all follow along with that?
gonna be a special page, y'all.
Well, just tell. Well, you know what? Just tell everybody. Cora, go ahead.
If it's gonna be a special page, you're gonna be on. Let me know so I can go ahead and block that page so I miss that message.
God damn!
I'm trying to tell you, hey, they dropped them Mexicans off at the border, and they went 20 feet and came right back. They gonna fire y'all black ass and hire the Mexicans right to fill y'all jobs.
They ain't get around. They ain't got rid of all the Mexicans. Some of them Mexicans they took an interrogation room, and y'all need to pay attention. The Mexicans still around somewhere. The ones that ain't around, and the ones that fled. The ones that fled and they went somewhere else. The Mexicans, all the Mexicans ain't gone.
So that what you talking like that means
somebody said somebody's son of Zell said, why are y'all not boycotting first? We saw it work with Target. Do what works.
Right,
so we just doing we boycotting America.
Work, that's another boycott.
Right, that's
you gotta
boycott.
Understand, you spending $1 with a corporation as in Target compared to taking off from work. You're hitting multiple corporations at once.
You hitting America.
Do y'all not understand that?
And not only that, with Target, y'all, Target wasn't just one day. They boycotted Target for a
long time, right?
And they still making record
so this
profits.
is what I have to say.
Right,
why don't Corey and Boo meet up and put the plan together?
That boy, what makes you think that they still making record profits? What makes you think that?
Because they have an earnings report. They have an earnings report.
So they have an earnings report. So y'all believe everything the white folks say, huh?
Damn it.
Everything the white folks say.
Damn it. Hold on. See, the thing is, hold on. Damn it. Thing is,
they
got to answer to the investors.
That boy, you can't speak. This conversation cannot be had with that boy on the panel. This conversation cannot be had with that boy on the panel. We can't have nothing because he gonna take it back to the coon. He gonna take it back to them other ones. We cannot have a conversation with him on the panel. You can drop me down, Diamond.
These niggas over here goddamn coming up with a plan to boycott. Hey, fuck all that. But now, Diamond, they got an answer to their investors, Diamond. Point blank. They got an answer to their investors.
They got an answer. I don't.
They still making record profits.
They still liars. I don't care if they got an answer to their investors or not. They still fucking liars. Just like y'all believe in statistics. Just like y'all believe in statistics. Statistics are lies too.
So but when I come up here and say we not the minority, y'all cuss me out. One thing don't lie is the stock. The stock is TGT. If you look it up and you look up they last year and a quarter, you will see what they made. They fiscal year of a year. So if you go back a year from June 10th right now, you will see where it dropped and it rose. That's all you have to do. Right now, all the stocks are down right now to today. So, but you can see where they dropped during the boycott and then they rose right back up. That's the way
what type of sacrifice you willing to make for your people as a whole universally for a change? Since you saying everything ain't gonna work, give us a solution. Give us
the solution. You want to know what the solution is? Niggas need to stop being selfish. Point blank period. That's the solution.
Ooh,
that's the solution.
You know what? You being married to that white woman, I don't want you saying the N-word no more.
So okay,
I don't like the way you say it.
How do you make niggas stop being selfish?
I don't know. We gotta let Skywalker tell you that.
No. Yeah, I know. Because you just saying some shit out your goddamn mouth that you ain't got no back up behind this shit.
I'm serious. I'm serious though, for real. Like how Cora said earlier, you know what I'm saying? We gotta be willing to help one another out. But we so stuck in this goddamn crab in the barrel mentality, you know what I'm saying? If I got $15 and you got $2, I'm looking at you sideways because you coming up on my 15. You know what I'm saying?
So do you believe that
we gotta stop that bullshit?
So do you believe that destruction brings unity? Is what's gonna bring us not being selfish again when we destruct some shit, like far as shutting down the country?
This is the problem. No. This is the thing. No.
Then again, not really.
No, this is the thing, Boo. This is the thing, Boo. Yes, it would help if we could come and be collective. But the problem with that is that we live in a society where capitalism was sold to black people They bought it. Capitalism brought out individualism. That's why you have so many black men that voted for Trump, because they said it was in their best interest. It wasn't in the best interest of black people. It wasn't in the best interest of minorities or our community in general. So they were able to think about themselves in their own pockets. The problem with us in America is that we think about ourselves and we don't think about the collective anymore. So all this, oh, we gonna take off of work and some people can't afford it and somebody gonna feed somebody down the street. When the last time you saw people feeding each other? They don't do that shit no more. You saw that video? No, stop. You saw that video that that little boy that went to those people's door and knocked on their door and asked them for food, and then people wouldn't even get that boy some food.
Come back next week when they barbecue again.
That's not the society that we live in. We don't live in a society where we actually look out for one another, that you know your neighbors, that you know what your neighbors is going through, that you're actually willing to feed and take care of each other. That's no more. Can we get back there? Maybe we can. Do I have the answer on how we get back there? I do not.
Okay,
all you gotta do is stop being so goddamn selfish.
It's gonna take a complete reset.
I have seen our communities out. Maybe not it being like well organized, because I know where I live, and I'm pretty sure you guys can relate because it's probably the same where you guys live. That our county will shut.
Right? Can you stop saying so much?
That boy, see,
like you already don't be making no sense, but you be saying way too much.
That boy, you're being counterproductive. Please stop being rude. Are you a gentleman? Damn. Listen, what I'm saying is this: we've had setups where we've tried to feed like the homeless, and I've seen others have setups where our communities have tried to, do that, and our county will shut shit down if you don't have a permit. They always create a roadblock to try to, just like they're doing with the homeless people. They always create a roadblock to not allow shit to go down successfully. And that's the thing. You have to have a permit if you're setting up to just go out and feed, the homeless or your community. You cannot just go out there and think that you're going to set up without a permit. It doesn't work that way.
That's in a minor situation, but we talking about a major situation when it's overall big as hell. They can't shut down a universal.
No, wait, hold on. They're gonna shut it, especially if it's big. They're gonna shut it down without a permit. You could probably get away with it if it's something small scale.
What the fuck is B-Ray even talking about?
You can probably get away with it if
I
it's
told you.
small scale.
All she's saying is
what we need a permit for, B-Ray? B-Ray, what we need a permit for?
I'm trying to answer you.
What do we need a permit for?
What
do we need a permit for, B-Ray?
Can I answer you?
It sounds like B-Ray trying to go appease the white folk.
In our county, we
have
to have permits to feed the homeless or the community. We can't just go out there and just say one day we're going to set up.
You a damn lie, because if your neighbor asks you for a cup of sugar, you mean tell me you gonna go get
so
I ain't got no permit to give you a cup of sugar.
Okay, so y'all being counterproductive.
B-Ray, you talking that bullshit.
I think
you talking that bullshit. Everybody put in the chat. Like you said, everybody put in the motherfucking chat.
Wait.
Counties, but I know I'm just speaking for my county.
I understand what you're saying. No, V-Ray, I understand what you're saying,
where I
V-Ray.
live.
We can do it through the churches, B-Ray. The churches don't need all that. We can do it through the churches, B-Ray.
You are a disruptor, Corey.
We can do it through the churches.
Where do y'all work at that y'all can scream like that at y'all jobs?
Bring nothing.
But nobody was talking about.
Shut the fuck up with your whining ass. I'm tired of your whining ass. You too grown.
We was not talking about feeding the homeless, B-Ray. How did we get to feed the homeless?
I never seen a man that whines.
We was talking about people at work taking off.
Wait a minute. Can I say something? Can I say something? B-Ray, I think you going into like feeding the homeless, and we're not talking about like feeding on a large scale. I'm talking about your neighbor needing food and you actually providing food to your neighbor, right? That's individual. That's you saying like that's not individual. That's community. That's more so like, your neighbor down the street, we on this boycott of this whole not going to work thing. She not going to get a paycheck this week. How are we going to come together together to make sure Sally Mae down the street can feed her 5 kids, or Rudy Mae can feed her 2 grandkids. And it's more so of a community thing. It's not like we post it up in the middle of the street or a parking lot saying, "Oh, come and get food."
Keith. I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I just said
B-Ray,
that
you got a
because
cup of sugar.
that
You
boy
need
made the
you
comment
got to get a
that
permit first
nobody
before you
is
let me borrow
out
a
feeding the
cup of sugar.
community. He made a comment saying that nobody's out feeding the community
B-Ray
anymore.
said I cooked this
No
whole
one did
pot
that.
of
I
greens,
commented
but
off of that.
you can't get none because
And
I ain't got no permit.
I simply wanted to bring this up just to say that like the way
I
that
gotta
they have
pay
things,
taxes on this pot
the
of
way that
greens
they
in
have
order for
things
me to give you
structured
some.
is that they try to create
You
roadblocks
can't
for
get
us
no
to stop
plate.
doing certain things. Keith, I get what
Talking
you're
about a
saying.
goddamn
I
permit
get what you're
to
saying,
feed
but
your goddamn neighbor.
this motherfucker that voted for Trump, these 2 motherfuckers that are Trump
Everybody
supporters
put
can't
in the
say shit
chat
to
right
me.
quick.
Corey, you can't
You
say shit
just
to
slow
me.
and you
That
mad
boy,
because
you can't
a
say shit
nigga
to me.
faster
Both of
than you,
y'all
B-Ray.
support
A
Trump.
nigga do all that
Both
shit
of
you
y'all
talking about.
support
B-Ray,
Trump.
can I
that
get a
boy.
cup of
A
Kool-Aid?
Both
nigga
of
do
y'all
all that
support
shit
I'm
Trump,
you.
and
thirsty.
you
Can I
can't
drink
say
out your
shit
water
to
hydrant,
me.
B-Ray?
Y'all are
Oh, you
fucking
gotta get a
coons.
permit first.
Y'all are
Do that
coons around this bitch. Y'all don't get no respect from me. You and
Don't know what the
Corey,
hell you talking
y'all
about.
are Trump
You
supporters.
just talking
Stop
out.
fucking talking to me. I would rather Keith talk to me any day. Leave me
B-Ray.
the fuck alone, cause y'all support this shit. You voted for Trump, so that boy, you need to shut the fuck up. You shouldn't say shit. There shouldn't be nothing coming out your motherfucking mouth.
No, V-Ray. V-Ray, we can go door
And you a
to
Trump
we can
supporter
make
too,
shit up
Corey.
and go
You
door to
a
door.
Trump
Just
supporter
go door to
too.
door,
You
V-Ray.
a Trump supporter too.
I
With
ain't no
y'all
Trump
coon
supporter.
asses.
I support self. I support self. Fuck Trump, fuck Biden, fuck Kamala, fuck them all. I support self, dummy. That's who the fuck I support. Me. Fuck wrong with you. Them crackers don't work for me. Yo, dumb ass. You slow as shit. We could go door to door with this shit. If everybody join in, guess what? If you need the help, be genuine about the shit and say, I need the help. We need to understand who need the help and who don't. And guess what? You may have to start a nonprofit, put the funds into that nonprofit to pass it out. Like, goddamn, you act like that shit can't be done. Or it's people with nonprofits right now. Guess what? They got to be trustworthy motherfuckers, though. Let's be for real. And like Keith said, we doing it as an individual. If you know somebody in a situation and they willing to participate in this shit, guess what? Help that person. It ain't a problem. What you make a day? $150? Here go the $150. Make sure you take off that day. Don't take my $150 and take your bitch ass to work. Straight up and down. It ain't a problem to do that shit. Let's be realistic about it, B-Ray. You taking this shit to a whole nother level. That's why the conversation can't goddamn be had. And that way, stop with the goddamn bullshit. You antagonizing her. You're bringing up shit about feeding the streets the way you talking about it, and her dumb ass going wailing left field because she can't stay fucking focused. And fuck you, Red. You
You better
ain't doing
get your
this shit
man
for me.
together.
You doing it for your motherfucking community, and you doing it for your goddamn self, dumbass. Ain't nobody doing shit for me because I put out an idea. Take one fucking day off. You ain't doing this shit for me. You doing it for yourself and your fucking community, dumbass. I hate it when you had these goddamn conversations at first. Oh, the motherfucker that said it, I can't follow him. You ain't following me.
Right.
Stupid fucker.
Motherfuckers will never fix this shit, man. They might well keep on going through the shit that they complained about. Let motherfuckers get unalive and pew-pewed in the back and keep crying on the internet about it. Motherfuckers getting unjust, guilty convictions and keep crying about it. Y'all ain't willing to sacrifice shit. Worried about it. Better eat a noodle, no packet, motherfucker.
I think Omar had his coffee. He ready to start talking. He talking something. He talking somebody else's ear off. Somebody off camera.
Hey, Keith, it's safe to say we'll never be the Black Panthers. We'll never be the slaves that escape. You know what I'm saying? We'll never be that. We too fucking weak. We scary as fuck. Every time somebody come with a solution or idea, oh, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I ain't willing to take off. How the fuck I'm gonna pay my bills? Understand when you want change, shit gonna get hard. It was hard when the slaves tried to get free. It was hard when the Black Panthers walked in the White House with them pew-pews and demanded shit. That shit wasn't easy.
Yeah.
The revolution will not be televised. It done said that shit. Y'all need to get with Dr. Luther King, and he'll tell y'all how to spread the information. And it ain't gonna be both.
So, I mean, are we going to get a meetup between Corey and Boo so they can delegate and put the thing together?
Man, on some real shit, Keith, like you speaking. Real men could come together for a collective, for the whole, and put differences to the side if it's going to benefit.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Like enemies come together, goddammit. Like if you're an enemy, sometimes you got to come together. We fuck around and get back on that shit later. But right now, at this time, shit, motherfuckers put their heads together and come up with some shit. That's called being a fucking leader.
I like that. All right. See?
I'm gonna tell you like this, Keith. I will give you ideas and stuff like that, but I don't have to be the person that organized the shit. Like,
I think you're a good organizer, though. I think you are a good organizer. I think because you want to know why? Because I think it's about having a strong voice. It's about having a strong voice. No, let me say this. No, when you have a vision, then you gotta take charge of your vision. That's your vision.
But we need, like for the naysayers in the comments, we need a motherfucker like you will get our ideas and you will pitch it to these motherfuckers. They ain't got to know where it came from, but they willing to follow you and people like you. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to follow what they consider negative. You feel what I'm saying? Even though positive come out of our fucking brain, they don't want to follow behind it. So I'd rather pitch the shit through you or somebody that they'll follow.
Right. Okay. Go ahead, Omar. You're breaking up, Corey.
So everybody's saying crash out this. If y'all pay attention to y'all leaders that y'all mad around like Malcolm X, did y'all know once he was a fucking crash out, but y'all admire him now? He was a motherfucking destruction to the community. Every fucking leader that y'all probably follow behind was a destruction to their fucking community.
I mean, at the end of the day, those people that had the water hoses and the dogs was turned on them, they were youth. Like those people that sat in to those counters, those sit-ins, they were youth. The Black Panthers, they were youth. I mean, they wasn't old people.
But we gotta be cautious. We gotta be
well,
cautious.
Here's a little jewel for you. Here's a little jewel for you guys. If you are over 25, go ask a 19-year-old if you old. Nowadays, being over 25 is considered old, right? Martin Luther King, he was was he even 42 when he was unalive? Like, y'all gotta understand, these people are young. You know what I'm saying? What y'all consider old isn't old. It's just a matter of you getting out here putting the footwork in,
like in his 30s,
making the change, and actually doing
when he
it.
died.
And what V-Ray said was correct. You do out here, you got to have permits to serve the homeless. Everybody, the rappers, everybody would go down and serve the homeless. They start making it where you got to have permits to serve the homeless because they say, well, what if they get sick and all this shit? You know, it's always something, right? But it takes a matter of us understanding each other and able to get along, and like how Keith is cutting me off ad-libbing and shit. It takes that part where we respect each other and we are able to.
Please respect my ass.
No, but it takes us really just like getting together. I'm proud of you, Corey and Boo Diddum. I'm glad two fuck niggas could come together and stop the bullshit and get y'all shit together.
Eat ass nigga. You could be on.
It starts small. It starts small with things like this.
Listen, Omar, you got to understand. If we talking about taking a day off from work, the homeless ain't working anyway. They already took their day off. So what the fuck? Like, let's be realistic. That's why we wasn't talking about that. That part of a conversation, don't even know how we got there. Like, let's be realistic.
But like they said though, Corey, you have to, like, we come together for funerals and baby showers, be honest. More people we seeing get married. You know, black people been getting married. But I'm saying now we seeing more marriages because it's online. A lot of this shit is our face. But we come together for funerals and baby showers and bullshit, right? This is why you have to do, like, if y'all serious, like how y'all was talking about, let's meet, and I'm not even being funny, how y'all talking about, let's meet up, fight, nigga, I'm right here. Y'all niggas meet up and y'all had this discussion without no fucking phones, without no, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had this discussion and then you pass it on along. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. And then it'll build and it'll keep getting bigger and bigger because you will always have some motherfuckers try to infiltrate. And then you always have, on this, when you're on this type of app, you have people watching. You know what I mean? You got to understand the government owns this shit. The FBI, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to get together and sort that shit out. And then the thing with black people is ain't none of us good enough. Ain't none of us good enough. If you ain't part of the community, if you ain't a lawyer, a cop, have 5 degrees and rich, they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to follow. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody does play a part. Like me, I'm not a master teacher. I'm not a secretary as far as financial secretary. You know what I mean? Shit like that. We have to know our roles when it comes to us being black community, and we got to be on code. We have no code, y'all. We have no code. We give everything away. All of our culture is for sale. It's up for grabs. When we have something that's big, what do? We sell it. FUBU. Everything we get, we sell our shit to the next motherfucker and they sell to us. You know, so if we gonna take that money and then reinvest into a bigger thing, into something bigger, our own publishing companies, our own everything. You get what I'm saying? And when we had our own everything, y'all, we got hated on. Those weren't just regular people that were being lynched and hung. Those were doctors, scientists, future leaders. Those weren't just regular motherfuckers. They know who they were targeting in our community, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. Those were real people that held high positions in our communities. And it wasn't just one Black Wall Street. So I always celebrate Juneteenth. I went and bought me a Juneteenth shirt. Well, not a Juneteenth shirt. I bought me a shirt with all the black massacres from all of these places, all these Black Wall Streets. That's what I'm wearing on Juneteenth. Well, yeah, we got to understand men as a whole, but I always talk to black men because I'm black, right? I'm going to be honest with you. And this for you too, Keith, even though you ain't straight. We are under attack. We are under fucking attack, y'all. We aren't, they don't want us to be parents. They don't want our women us to get along with our women. They don't want us to be able to have this voice and talk to each other where we could, you know what I'm saying, understand and listen to each other. They don't want us to be, it's a problem with every fucking thing that a black man does. And when you understand that and then you start to commune with your brothers and break bread and put each other on and really not be against each other, because it's very easy to go and alive a motherfucker. We're teaching our kids, we're bringing our kids up in the culture to gangbang or to not like each other. Where it's other things in the culture we should bring each other up to uplift. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be very aware of what we are, especially with this point. Because a lot of y'all get up here talking, y'all be talking about financial this, then y'all talk about unity this, then the next day, oh, it's apocalypse. We Mad Max. Like, make up your fucking mind where are we going and what we doing. It starts somewhere. And you got to get with people who can agree even if we don't get along. I mean, even if we disagree, we still got to be able to come to a solution to where, okay, well, we're doing this. I don't agree with that shit, Omar, because I'm a Republican. I don't agree with that, Omar, because I'm a Democrat. It don't matter, but we know this is what's best for us as black people. You know what I mean? Because it's we divide it daily, y'all. We get up here, men and women, myself included, we get up here, it's easy to tear each other down. And we do that shit like it ain't nothing. But when it comes to building and coming together, it's very hard obstacle. It's a very big hump in the road that none of us got a 4x4 truck to drive over that motherfucker. We get stuck on that motherfucking speed bump. So, you know, these are just the talks that we need to have with each other off here. Even if it's just me and Corey on the panel, it's only 2 people there. These talks need to be had. And like I said, try to do most of them offline. A lot of motherfuckers, they don't even talk. There's certain places you meet at. If you watch and there's a lot of things we can learn from this fucked up country. Watch the mafia movies. Watch where they met at to talk. Watch where certain places they went to go talk to motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, nigga, you gotta have that isolation and that real game, and then we on code. We gotta get loyalty. We gotta build that. We gotta build that bond. And just because you ain't my blood, nigga, you look like me, us as black people, we supposed to be on code, nigga, to where this is what it is. Nigga, like, no, Omar, you ain't breaking that. He got the loyalty. Unless, like I said, you a fuck nigga, and they put you into the community as some COINTELPRO shit. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. You know what I'm saying?
Not to knock the information as far as permits and shit, right? But that goes to show how easy control Negroes is, right? Nigga, if we do this shit massively, what the fuck a permit? Permit my ass. Y'all talking about going to war with these people. You think you gonna let a motherfucker tell you need a permit to feed a motherfucker? Yeah, right. Nigga, we can hit Cali, hit the beach, right? And cook on that motherfucker all day long. Nigga, they can't tell us we can't pass out food on that motherfucking shoreline.
It's how you do it.
Let me say this, right? I think the best day to do this is the day of the midterms on election day. All the black folks should take off. And y'all always talking about voting. Take off the day you got to
What day is
vote.
that? What day is that, Corey?
Shit, I don't know. On my own vote.
No, I'm just saying because it takes build up. This don't happen in 1 week on Diamond Show. It's enough people in here. Look, this is enough people to start a trickle effect, right? But this shit takes build up, and you gotta have momentum, and you gotta have certain people. Hold on, let us black men talk for a second. Viewers, we got you.
Okay, now you're throwing in a black man.
No, because it is. We have a construction. You gotta understand. You got me, Boo, and Corey up here not fighting and cussing each other out. It's a good thing.
So I'm gonna take it.
What I was gonna say, Corey, it takes momentum and then it takes build up, and we have to get it to the right people. We have to get it to the right people so the message gets out, and then our people get on it. Because it ain't just start. Sometimes it can be just one motherfucker like myself or you who's a nobody on the internet. Because honestly, we don't got no big ass platforms like that. But once it spreads like wildfire. Then we know, okay, it's 2-3 weeks in advance, and we plan for that Friday. We plan for that Saturday. You understand what I'm saying? So.
And the message gonna have to be sent openly. All that secret shit, I understand that. Like, don't let a motherfucker know what you're doing. But this message will have to be televised for everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean,
everybody.
look, boo, this is the thing. Even if some things are open.
Hold on, Van say November 3rd, 2026. So that's across the nation. Everybody take off.
Wow.
And for all y'all that say I don't have no rights to vote, y'all be saying they ain't got no rights to vote, but I'm giving y'all a good day to do it. Where y'all can't say y'all can't make it to the polls, y'all can't do this because you gotta go to work, you gotta do this. Yeah, what? You got all.
But Corey, you also have to understand. Look, that's what I was saying about Boo. Like certain things, even we talking about on the internet, there's so many of us, it's unstoppable. But what you have to understand is, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, hell. All right, y'all, that'll do it. Can y'all hear me? Y'all had to get a phone call, y'all. That'll do it. Yep, that'll do it. I'll be back later. I know. I'll be back later. Bye, y'all.